there has been a real tough week for the Hawks. Now, there was a massive crowd in here and a big atmosphere, as always is between these two sides. It's been pouring in Melbourne all morning. It seems to have gone away now, but the ground is pretty slippery underfoot. As the Hawks ran out, the Essendon fans were screaming out, "No Buddy, no Hawks," so we will see about that. Everyone's come to see this game down on the boundary. There is an Essendon scarf in the hands of Shane Warne. He's a big Saints man, not quite sure how, but he's young bloke. He goes for the Bombers, so I don't think Warney would be too happy about that. Now, they've also been filming Rush, the big Channel 10 hit show. There's Roger Corser in the ground earlier on this morning. He is a big Hawks fan, but it is a wonderful atmosphere down here, a massive crowd. They're getting very excited. It's a great day to be down on the boundary. Welcome along Michael Christian, and to the guru, Malcolm Blight.
Good on you, Howie. Yes, looking forward to this, Malcolm. Hawks have got a pretty good record, won 6 of the last 7 against the Bombers. Who's going to win today?
Yeah, no, hi, Michael, and hi, Mark, down there. Yeah, look, I actually favour the Bombers slightly. Just the big outs, aren't they? The forward line's missing, really, so should be a great game, though. I think there's going to be a bit of this on. Robert Walsh thinks this might happen. Bit of niggle.
Absolutely. Cyril Rioli, Henry Slattery with the job on him at the outset. And Dustin Fletcher loose in the Essendon defence. And loose at the other end is Beau Mustin for the Hawks. So underway here, MCG for a place in the final series. Bailey wins it down.
Dived on it.
Desperate stuff in the centre of the ground. And gee, he did dive on it.
Matty Riding off free. Let it go, Max.
So against Bailey.
Stay out, Geordie. Stay out. Keep moving.
Free kick to Patrick Ryder. Kicks towards half forward. Well done. Brown read it best.
Back Angus. Getting back. Raider.
Off to Birchall. Kickers have got enough on it. Yes, all good mark. Over the top of Nagel. So Hawthorn now looking to build their first attack of the afternoon. Kick wide. Dowler the target. Doesn't quite get to him. Chance for Fletcher at ground level. He's well tackled by Dowler and forced over by Bailey. No, out on the full. So a free kick to the Bombers. Fletcher, Stanton, Prismal off a step towards half forward. Gillum should have marked. So decided to fist instead, but a boundary throw in between wing and half forward for the Bombers.
And Gillum picking up Nagel and Lloyd being picked up at fullback by Schoenmakers.
It's a big challenge for the kid, Malcolm, but young Ryan Schoenmaker's done a good job this year for Hawthorn, playing key defence.
Sewell fed it out. Fresh airy from Hodge. Spills now to McGlynn. That's a clever kick in board. Looking for Lewis. Couldn't quite find him. He attacks it pretty hard. Moss with his head over the football, and we'll have a bounce in the middle as there's an injured Essendon player off the ball. Doesn't look all that flash.
Stephen, just looking
Atkinson,
forward.
and he's coming off.
Yeah, Stephen, just looking forward. It looks as though Rioli is playing virtually, as you guys might have suggested, both Robert and yourself, playing virtually full forward. Youngster, small.
Murphy to Bateman. Not much on offer. Gets past Dyson pretty easily, and now kicks to half forward, and there's that man Malcolm Blight was just talking about, Rioli.
Slattery, his opponent.
He takes him on the mark. Cyril, he gets another 5. He gets another 10. He kicks for goal, but he kicks only the points.
Just shows how dangerous he is, though. Took the overhead mark, backed himself to play on. I like that. Took the risk.
Now Lewis is playing forward, normally playing across the midfield, and Dowler, as we've mentioned. So those three looks as though they're going to be the key forwards for the moment.
And at the moment, Hodge playing in the midfield.
Fletcher. Good look at what confronts him. He plays to himself and then kicks towards Hurley, who marks. Well played. Stanton, Hocking, back to Hurley. Across the ground. Monaghan working hard out in front of Murphy. Gets the opportunity, then just lost his feet. Murphy did well. But again, the Bombers doing particularly well through pairs. Handball not great, though. And Murphy is able to intercept Mustin, Bateman. Now Savage from centre wing, back to Mustin, who kept running. Kick just inside, attacking 50. Rioli's got to beat a couple here. What can he muster in front of McPhee? Numbers win out, and McPhee off to Fletcher, and the Bombers out of trouble.
And they worked out really nicely, McPhee. And now Prismal, who's having a pretty good season in his first one for the Bombers after coming from the Cats. Dyson to Lonergan. Kick smothered. Here's an opportunity for the Hawks. Osborne tries to work it forward. Fletcher. Beautifully done over to Watson. And I love it, Murray, right in the middle of the MCG. Short one to McVeigh, who plays on straight away. Goes short to Monfries, and he gets there.
Got underneath it, got underneath it. Hey, Matty, clear it out. Clear it out. Randy, don't give it like that. Come out, come out. Just back a metre.
Well, Cyril Rioli, we see this a 2 against 1, and Essendon will be awake to the fact that they'll give space Hawthorn to Rioli, and players like Fletcher in particular will get back to make life hard for him. No one better than Fletcher, who reads the play so well, to leave his direct opponent and to get back onto Cyril Rioli to help Slattery out.
23 goals, 12 this season for Angus Monfries. That's what confronts him. Just a point.
It's going to be a bit of roulette, isn't it, if you leave Fletcher by himself, one in. Well, he'll chop you up. I mean, he'll just keep getting the ball and doing well with it.
No one reads it better. And we're looking at it. I think Fletcher's playing on Osborne, but he's giving him 30 metres.
Kick towards Bailey. Did well to spoil because the Bombers have got the numbers. Hocking. Well done by Schoenmakers.
Bailey's hurt off the ball, boys.
Gee, let's hope he's okay. He's had a horrific run as Dowler kicks beyond the wing. Lewis, one-on-one inside the attacking 50. Osborne, that's a beautiful kick from Lewis. And Osborne with an opportunity from 45 metres. Kicks towards a vacant goal square. Oh, he's kicked through. A Hawthorn goal. Chance Bateman. Well, just for a minute there, it looked as though that decision, Malcolm, do I kick it, do I shepherd, do I let it go?
We're looking at, unfortunately, what could be a bit of a footballing tragedy, boys. I say a footballing tragedy because Max Bailey looks like he's injured his knee. And if it is, well, we hope it's not, it could be career over for Max Bailey.
He's had 2 knee reconstructions, quarters in the last 3 years.
Well, this is what we don't want to see. Let's hope it's not a knee. If it is, it could be career over for Max Bailey, who's fought against all the odds to make a comeback. He played last week for the first time in 3 years after 2 knee reconstructions. Let's hope for the best, but it doesn't look good as the Hawks go to attack again. Hodge only as far as Fletcher, who rebounds quickly to half forward. Good spoil from Birchall against Hurley, and they'll have a throw in.
Well, they've got Renouf who can help them in the ruck, but that is a sad sight. Let's desperately hope he's okay. At the centre bounce, that last centre bounce, without Bailey there, have a look at that. Luke Hodge said, I've got to do it. Not only did he do it, he won it.
Throw in, Renouf in the ruck, and follows up his own work. But getting there first is Shields. And they'll have a throw in. So terrible.
Bit flat after that.
Hawks, yeah. It's the one thing everyone in football hates to see. As I said, such a great effort to get back after 2 knee recos.
It was his left knee. He did have his right knee. It was the one that was strapped. So as we get players converging on the ball.
To yourself forward, mate.
There's Fletcher,
Thanks,
and he's picked up Lewis at the moment. I've got Dowler in the virtually at full forward. Dowler, and Tate Pears has got him. Tell you what, Alistair Clarkson will be thinking about who relieves Renouf in the ruck if Bailey's gone for the game.
Love it, well tackled. So is Mitchell illegally, says the umpire, and advantage paid. So an opportunity here for McGlynn in space on centre wing, but a short option. He takes it up. Lewis in front of Fletcher.
Gee, that's harsh. That is really harsh.
Just on that ruckman, right? Renault might it be the making of him though? You know, like playing like Ryder, play for the whole game.
Yes, it may well gives him that opportunity. That bounce there by McGlynn shows you how slippery it is out there. And I reckon the slippery surface didn't help Bailey either when he came to ground.
Okay.
Quarters and I were down there before the game. It is very slippery. Rained a lot in Melbourne this morning.
Lewis hits the post. Dustin Fletcher gets a let off. Behind only to the Hawks. They lead by 7 points. Early going in this big eliminator at the MCG.
Fletcher decides to go the long option rider as his target as a runner gets in the way of Renoff.
You're in the way. You ran straight through the two guys.
So Richie Vandenberg, who's made his presence felt in this game before, has made his presence felt again, this time giving away another free kick.
That's what happened last week too, didn't it? I mean,
he got in the way of his Hawthorn ruckman there, but anyway, it's a free kick to the Bombers as they work it to the 50. Gillum to Schoenmakers. And a little left one to half-back. Kennedy spilt the beans. Coming through is Hocking. And he makes the most of the Hawthorn mistake. We pay a high price, Malcolm, don't you, for mistakes at this level?
Yeah, actually, I thought Welsh's effort too in playing for the free kick was very, very soft. And they were lucky to get that one back after that poor kick.
Well, Max Bailey has already had 2 knee injuries, and this is him going down in the opening minutes of the match, clutching the left knee straight off the ground and all sorts of trouble. I've been down to the rooms, the small medical area behind the bench. I hate to say it, but the doctors are playing with his left knee. Max is in tears, which is never a good sign. So as far as football tragedies go, I think this is right up there, Stephen. The big fella in tears with the doctors looking very glum. So terrible, terrible news for Max Bailey.
That is so sad. Left of picture, McGlynn just tormenting Andrew Lovett. So McGlynn's got the tagging job on the dangerous Lovett.
Play had stopped. Arm around his neck.
Nice. So Renouf in the centre circle.
Play on.
Mitchell. That's a dangerous kick towards Savage. Couldn't quite control it, but he finds it at ground level. Well played off the mill. Now back to Mitchell, who kept going. Sam Mitchell, can he find a target? No. McPhee ran at best. Playing in front of Lewis.
Back around. Stay there. Stay there. Play on.
Now he's got Hooker running for him deep, but he decides to go short to Hocking, who's got it in the back pocket for the Bombers. Careful kick is a poor one straight to Brown, who couldn't quite hang on. Savage does well to get it back to Brown. He jams it on the boot. Kick inside, attacking 50, and bravery shown by Michael Osborne running back with the flight. He's marked 30 metres from goal directly in front.
Well, Quarters and I were watching Michael Osborne in the warm-up.
It didn't go too well, did he?
We saw him have 6 set shots for goal and he got 1. Is that a good or a bad thing, Malcolm?
No, that's good.
He's got his rubbish. He's got his rubbish ones out of the way.
Don't waste them in practice. It's like getting a hole in one and no one watching you, Robert.
Well, that's right. You've got to do it when it counts.
Well, he's got 5-5 from set shots for the season. Doesn't miss that.
He was just tricking us.
Oh, that was a certainty. Dustin Fletcher fell over, slipped as he went to turn. He played in front. When the quick kick came out, there's Brown's attempt at the mark. Good little give there, and watch Fletcher slip here in front of him.
It's
gone.
On that re-turfed area, Malcolm. That's the one that's the most slippery.
I was just going to say that, Stephen, and we're going to see a bit of that today. You know, just slippery, that surface as you talked about.
There's the captain, Sam Mitchell. He's at centre half back. He often plays across the half back line. They go back to him with short kicks and handballs, and then he sets up as they go forward. Andrew Welsh has got the run withdrawal on Mitchell.
Ran off the tap. Hodge throws himself on the football. Umpire calls play on Birchall at the bottom of all that. Hodge has another go.
Oh, some players in there.
Now tells Brent straight up. Brent, Hodgie up. Gary up. Straight up. Thanks, Joe. Got to throw it up here. Too wet, slippery. Get him up.
Up it goes. Ran off the tap again. Here's Watson in and under as always. He can't get it out. Ran off in there.
This is where I'd actually like to see someone come over the top of the ruckman. Just build it forward and have a couple of blokes ready to run.
There's the captain, Malcolm. Matty Lloyd played the first 12 minutes, didn't get a touch, and they've taken him off. Hey, that's what you said.
You sound surprised, Rob.
Well, you could be a good coach.
Great pick up by Kennedy. Goes half forward Fletcher. Fisted away from Lewis. Fall of the ball is Rioli. Got into his back. He plays on straight away, Cyril. He kicks into the pocket. No mark to Dowler. Ball spills free. McGlynn. Will he attempt the soccer? No, the boundary line will beat him. Bit of pipe play there, nothing in that.
Yeah, just exactly what Malcolm said. Third man up in the wet, heavy conditions.
Here's Renoff. He might have a crack himself, the big fella. And it's a sneaked home for 1 point. So it's the Hawks 2-3, Essendon 1-1. The bad news for the Hawks is that Max Bailey appears to have seriously injured his knee again. And he is off and out for the remainder of the match.
Hawthorn by 8 points. Fletcher at fullback. Dangerous kick. Oh, it came off. Watson was able to stand his ground and takes the mark. Just inside defensive 50 for the Bombers. Coming off a disappointing last week against Fremantle. But still with an opportunity this afternoon to make the final 8. Winderlick. Not the greatest of kicks, but Hookett did very well. Now he's got a problem. Winderlick again. Oh, Watson took a high tackle. So no advantage there.
Gee, the Hawks are very much going one-on-one. They're not playing any zone. There's no Clarko's cluster out there. It's very much one-on-one football.
Not much movement by the same token from the Bombers, Rob, as he kicks short. Watson finds Hocking. Not really, you can see there, not really much movement from the Essendon forwards as he kicks high towards half forward. Lovett Murray up high, couldn't take the mark at the full. Mitchell. Plenty of time. Moss, look out, gets it back, but they've turned it over. Good pressure from the Bombers. Stanton hurries it. Birchall played it brilliantly. Up to Murphy. Now it's with Milne, who carefully kicks towards half forward. The Prisma did well to take a one-hander.
That's a good kick to half forward to Hurley. One of the rising star nominees for 2009, and what a future he's got. He bangs it long. Trouble here for the Hawks. Ryder can't take the mark, but getting the spoils as Monfriesen kicks an easy open goal. Well, he didn't take the mark, Malcolm, but he brought it to ground.
It just, I mean, he got it beautifully. It just set him up, didn't it? Ryder was in the best spot. He actually just can play footy, can't he? Really smart to know. Wet day. Just tap it over the back. Here we go. Watch this. Little tap over the back. That's as clever as you get. So watch this again. Here's Ryder. Watch his right hand. Just cup it over the back. Takes talent and understanding of the game to do that. And that catch is very, very happy.
It was a super bit of play, Malcolm, that he did.
Talking about super pieces of play. Hodge from 65 kicks goal offline.
Dominating the clearances, the Hawks. 9-1 as far as the clearances go, and they're without their #1 ruckman in Bailey. Have a look at this. And Hodge on the burst. Lovett Murray just a metre behind him, but not able to get a hand on him.
Hodge 3 clearances already.
Mark taken by Watson from the Slattery kick in. And that's not a great kick. Renoff doing well since he's come on the ground. Gives it off to his captain. And Bailey puts it back. Mitchell puts it back inside 50. But it's a good effort there from Slattery. Just out-muscled Rioli.
It's a bit of a worry, that, Rob, that Hawthorn are dominating these clearances and the scoreboard's pretty even.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great domination, isn't it?
Yeah.
But they haven't been able to get it on the board.
Stanton to Watson. Squeezes the kick out. Lovett Murray, slick hands back to Stanton. He's got a couple of options here. Dyson over the top. Good running football from the Bombers. This is Winderlick. He dishes it over the top as well. McVeigh into the pocket and finds Hurley. That was well worked by Essendon deep from defence. And Hurley wants to give it off here.
Hawthorn midfielders just didn't push back hard enough to help out. As each Essendon player took it from half back, they had an easy option, and midfielders from the Hawks have just got to bust a gut to get back there to help an undermanned back line.
This kid's going to be a beauty, Rob. Really.
Oh, he will. He's impressed Malcolm at both ends of the ground. He hasn't played that many games this year. He's had injuries, but he just looks a natural.
Yeah, I reckon he's got star written all over him.
Gillam short to Mitchell. Gee, they're exciting, the Bombers, aren't they, when they move the ball so aggressively. Hard running. Mitchell's short kick is marked by Milne. Bit unlucky there, I reckon, Riley Milne, but keeps his composure. Off to McGlynn. Now a chance for Muston. Had to back pedal. McGlynn provides some run. Ball slippery. Need to be clean here. Osborne wasn't an effective handball taken though by Savage. Back to Muston, who kept running, looking for Saul, but well done McPhee, charging from halfback. Off to Lovett Murray. Not a great handball. And Hawthorn can get the footy back, although desperate stuff from Monfries is able to tie it up. So a bounce between centre and wing. The Hawks leading by a couple of points.
Kicking efficiency, you can see Essendon dominating there, and as Malcolm said, the Hawks have had the bulk of the clearances, but they haven't been able to use it that well because the kicking's let them down as they've gone forward.
Right of the tap, went straight to Kennedy. Got the handball over to Osborne. Quick kick, but a 2-on-1 again. Plays right into Essendon's hands here. And an easy mark taken by Hocking, gives it off to McPhee. And Essendon away on the southern stand wing. A couple of peeled off. One of them is Winderlick. He's got Dyson running hard for him. He receives now. 70 from goal. Squares it up to Neagle. Monfries again. His handball missed the target. He was under a fair bit of pressure though. And mopped up again by Milne for the Hawks.
He's been good, young Milne.
Now over to Savage, another youngster playing for the Hawks. No one inside 50. He bangs it long to a one-on-one. Moss wrestles. But again, this is just playing into Essendon's hand. Hawks are going to have to bring the ball far more cleverly inside 50. As the Bombers' defence does it out of... well, pretty easily in the end out of defensive 50.
Dyson, not a great handball, although McGlynn overruns it. Chance for Lovett. Shares it with McVeigh. Just the attacking side of the wing. Finds Stanton. Bombers looking good in the last few minutes. Stanton kicks to an open forward 50. Well done, Shields. Couldn't quite control it though. Watson. Well done, Sewell. Good work also there from Shields. Mitchell. Milne. Oh, look out, son. Oh, he gets lucky. He gets very lucky. Poor tackling by the Bombers. They had him on toast. And
look at
free kick
here with that bad kick back to the middle that McPhee pinched. Wasn't very happy with it at all.
Pressure mounting. It's not even quarter time yet. Big stakes for the coach from both teams this afternoon, particularly the Hawks, who are defending their premiership. Backed off the ground by Atkinson. It is a slippery ball at the moment. Dyson just kicks it off the ground. It's a very effective kick into the forward pocket. Lloyd against Gillam. He slips over, keeps the footy alive, but not for long.
In all fairness, I mean, the players haven't played in this sort of conditions for a while, so I think it's going to take them a good quarter and a half.
Yeah, absolutely. It is really slippery out there. Have a look at that. Matty Lloyd goes to ground. That's his first disposal. Ryder
out of the ruck. He's able to get it towards full forward. Nagel, what an opportunity here for him. Oh, he wanted too long. Schoenmakers can mop up, although the tackle coming is a superb one from Brent Stanton. And he's been rewarded with the free kick.
What? How long did he have to get rid?
Well, let's have a look at it, Malcolm. Here's he gathers.
Just gathers. Tackle. Come on.
Well, he had a split second, but that was about it.
2 metres.
Oh,
Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming.
bit harsh.
That's it.
I'm with you. A bit harsh.
Good.
So Brent Stanton here to put the Bombers in front. Only 15 metres. Angle acute though. Oh, Cooley pops it through. Bombers out by 4 points. Schoenmakers from the ground as we look at it again.
Now this one's more holding the ball than the other one. Essendon, he's had a fair go at that.
Yeah, he just got his,
look at this. He's
got
taken
his toe
1.5 steps.
Yeah.
And, I mean, gee, that was tough. Well, hopefully they square up the other end some stage.
The Little powwow from the Essendon midfield. It's the Bombers now in front by 4 points.
Justin Fletcher having a breather. Tate Pearce coming on. Very small Hawthorn forward line, and this fella here, Renouf, he's going to have to do the ruck work, with Max Bailey getting injured in the first few minutes of the game.
Well, they banged it in the last few times, Rob, the Hawks into the forward line. That's not going to do the job, is it?
No, they've got to really be far more care in the way that they put it in. Good to see Dowler in front.
Took the mark as he kicks to Bateman. That's good delivery from Dowler, and Bateman can line up for goal about 45 metres out.
Got to worry Essendon, and that is the clearances. And it's 11-2, and here's another one, all important, and a good one by Kennedy. It's quick on the boot. Dowler in front. Importantly, he's able to spot up a teammate, Bateman, inside the forward 50.
Chance Bateman from 45 gets close to the man on the mark. And gets a point for his efforts.
I think it's a worry, Rob, because Essendon can't play this badly in tight for the next 3 quarters. If they get on top, as we look at some scenes from the Hawthorn dressing room.
There's Max Bailey.
So standard from fullback. Gains 15 metres. McPhee confronted by Shields. Did well, or did he? Oh, geez, in trouble now. Great pressure from the Hawks. Kennedy. Little fumble from Lewis. Shields does well again. Well done, Pearce. Ooh. Perhaps a touch lucky, it was high. Hawthorn applying some wonderful pressure in their forward 50. What a year he's had. Tate Pearce. Lonigan not quite. Brown. Bateman. Now it's with Mitchell on centre. He's got Brown back inside. He uses him. Good run from behind by Birchall. Can he find a target? Well done, Pearce again. Chance for a Knopf. Out wide, Saul. Hawthorn looking to build. Loose player in the forward 50 is Dowler. And he's marked 45 from goal. On a 45-degree angle.
Have a shot, son.
So, good work from the Hawks just in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Their pressure's been fantastic.
Be nice if there's a Hawthorn player in the goal square.
In fact, someone within 20 metres would be even handier, Rob. As Dowler kicks from 48. Oh, they didn't need to worry. Dowler kicks the goal. Hawks back in front. Hawthorn by 3 points. And a good reward for the last 3 or 4 minutes where they have applied lots of pressure.
They have. They've got some, that good hard work. And finally, it's a couple of kicks in a row now. One to Bateman and one to Dowler that have actually found their mark. So if they can convert what they're getting from the hard work, the Hawks, they probably should be a bit more in front.
Four goals last week to Dowler. Kicks one in the first quarter here at the MCG to put the Hawks back in front by 3 points. Huge crowd here at the MCG for a Saturday afternoon game. Ryder, that's a beautiful tap to Watson. They won that clearance. As the Bombers work it inside 50. Hurley works his way to the front, couldn't take the mark. Here's Winderlich onto the left boot. Good snap to the tip of the goal square. Lloyd against Schoenmakers.
Well, he's just had the one disposal, Matty Lloyd. Nagel's just had the one. The worry for Essendon with these two is they're not super quick. They don't cover a lot of ground. Can you afford to have Lloyd and Nagel play alongside each other?
Renouf trying to grab it out of the ruck. Here's Lloyd. That's a rush behind.
So Murphy at fullback.
Oh,
gee.
Courage of Birchall.
Let's go.
And Hodge getting involved there.
Now, can I just...
Needs to be careful.
Did he actually hit him?
I don't know if he did, Malcolm. I just shuddered because I thought he's going to get cleaned up here. Maybe the players. We see Atkinson coming in. And he's been gentle, hasn't he? He could have killed him.
Hit the ball into his scone, so
what's the 50 metres for?
just a fraction late.
I reckon the umpire, can I just say,
They're a
got scared?
They're a little bit nervous, the umpires.
I reckon he's made a wrong decision there.
So Bateman on centre wing.
They're starting to spot up each other a bit better, the Hawks.
Osborne looking for some support provided by Mitchell, who off a step kicks beautifully onto the chest of Rioli. Still inside the centre square, but he turns and oh, look at that. Lace out to Dowler. And Dowler with an opportunity for goal number 2. He'll kick from just over 40 metres on a slight angle.
You know, there's some players in this competition you love watching. Cyril Rioli's one, isn't he? You know the thing I like? Every time he gets the footy, he's actually thinking, where do I go to next, rather than worry. He always plays on.
Exactly. I was going to say, he always thinks about what he's doing, but he's always playing on, creating opportunities forward of the play. And this time it's with Bo Dowler to extend the Hawthorn lead. Beautiful kick. Hawks out by 8. Dowler kicks his second goal following on his good work last week when he kicked 4.
Yep. That's... You're not going to get 100 kicks down there, but what you do is finish. And worth their weight in gold. Guys that can kick it straight. And here we go again. This is all very well set up by the skipper. Was fantastic. He's been very good. So's this guy. And the forward line finisher. Perfect play.
Two goals to Bo Dowler. Dustin Fletcher has a break. Paddy Ryder in the ruck against Brent Renouf, who's going to have to do the duties all day long now with the injury to Max Bailey. Hodge, another clearance for the Hawks. That's good hands by Birchall, who pumps it long inside 50. Dowler caught behind, fisted away by Pears. Here's Watson. Couldn't get a clear handball away. Bateman on hands and knees. Now Osborne has another crack at it. Fed it out to Birchall. Intercepted by Prismal. He's stripped of the football. Lewis bowled over. Almost a good pick up by Shields, who goes hard at it. The youngster. Good pick up by Ryder. His handball couldn't find a teammate.
It's a hot
Trying
ball.
to burst his way through as Mustin. It is a hot footy, Rob, as Lewis tried to get it out to Mitchell, and it's an in-the-back free kick going to the Hawks.
You couldn't fault the endeavour of the Hawks, Malcolm. They're having a real crack.
Lewis to Mitchell. Not a lot on offer here. Kicks to the pocket. And we'll have a throw-in.
Sam Mitchell's had 9 disposals. Just playing that kick behind.
Well,
Andrew Welsh struggling,
him, isn't he?
He's really struggling to keep with him. Marks inside 50. Hawthorn 5. They average 12 a game, so they've done exceptionally well.
Ryder wins it out. Atkinson immediately tackled by Kennedy. And a bounce close to quarter time.
Don't hold him.
Good mini comeback this by the Hawks after they conceded the lead, but kicked the last couple through Dowler. Gordon Renouf over the top. Lewis, great tackle, Atkinson. And he's rewarded.
Took him on straight away. Straight away, thank you.
That's it, quarter time. We're in for a big one here at the MCG. Hawthorn lead it by 8 points.
Great game of footy in the first quarter. It's Hawthorn 4-5 leading Essendon 3-3. Up for grabs is a spot in September. The grand final is just 4 weeks away. Paddy Ryder in the ruck, and he'll be up against Brent Renouf, who, as you said, with the injury to Max Bailey, will have a very big afternoon ahead of him.
And Cyril's given plenty of space inside the forward 50 for the Hawks. He's the only one inside the forward 50 for Hawthorn. The other Hawk forwards are outside.
Second quarter underway. Ryder. Bateman pushed out of it by Atkinson. Loose footy. Watson always seems to be at the bottom of packs. Ball spills out. Dyson, a little toe poke towards half forward. Chance for McPhee. Good clean pickup now. He's got a loose player inside the attacking 50, Monfries. He kicks quickly. Good commitment in front by Murphy.
And that's great to see Murphy do that. He's been criticised this year for not going hard enough at times. Well done by young Tom Murphy to put his body on the line.
Had to stand his ground. Short kick to Gillum.
Come on. Line still inside.
Schoenmakers. He's got a loose player over the top. Uses him. Savage. Cuts him board. Back to Schoenmakers. No pressure at the moment from the Bombers. Kick inside attacking 50. Osborne and McVeigh. Mustin at the back with a chance. Gee, that was too easy, Rob.
Yeah, and he angled it on the side of the boot, Malcolm. Now, I know that's what they do nowadays, but, gee, I reckon he's had time to straighten up, a couple of steps, drop, punt it.
But the pressure from the Bombers, right from the full back line, just non-existent.
No, it wasn't. And Robert, I know they practice it, but it's still a wrong kick. It's a low percentage shot at goal compared to kicking a straight ball.
I agree with you, but I tell you what, I reckon we're fighting a losing battle.
You know, and that'd be better kicks if they didn't, though.
McVeigh for Essendon. As a loose player at half forward, it's Hurley, sets himself and takes a strong mark.
That's a mark. Play on.
He gets it moving quickly out into space, looking for Neagle. Hawks have the numbers. Mitchell's no handball, missed the target. Welsh over to Watson. And that's a good kick inside 50. The mark's taken by Dyson.
Clear it out now, Paddy.
Not sure that, sorry, Malcolm, not sure that Luke Hodge is moving all that freely. He looks like he's struggling. Struggling with a hammy or a groin. He looks sore. Couldn't really give chase there in that contest, and he's just pulled up a bit short here. And he doesn't look much good at the moment. Dyson from directly in front. Oh, he sprayed that badly.
Stay back, Matty, come on, work back. Thank you.
So Birchall to Lewis.
No, Brent, back.
There's Lynn working into space at half back for the Hawks.
Yours outside 50, that's 15.
Mustin.
Play on.
So the Hawks trying to just find a way through this Essendon maze at the moment. That's a good kick to Brown. Back to Lewis. Short kick wide to Hodge. Just the attacking side of the wing. Good kick towards Rioli. He's going to take on Slattery here. Now he plays for the free kick. And the umpire saw it.
Holding his arm.
And you can just watch this. He tried to play for the free kick. See him holding his arm, trying to milk the free kick. And the umpire was right on the money.
No, it's 50 metres.
And it's paid the free kick. And now 50 against McGlynn. So Hawks fans not happy.
Just can't
It's
get
fair
this
enough,
one.
though,
Oh,
Malcolm.
yeah, no, that was a good decision, actually. I've been critical of a couple, but that was a beauty.
Stay there.
Love it, Murray. High to half forward. Ryder. No.
Yeah. So Paddy Ryder's push. The free kick.
Well, he signalled the wrong way initially.
Pushed him.
The umpire signalled the wrong way as though it was a Hawthorn free kick.
No, it wasn't.
Changed his arm signal. And it was against Mustin for just pushing Ryder out of the way. Fair enough.
Well,
Didn't have eyes for the ball, Mustin there.
that's Mustin's problem, isn't it? No eyes for the ball, so likely to be penalised. Just saw Jay Nagle in picture. He's just had the one disposal. Needs to lift his output, or he may not be out there for much longer. Don't think they can keep Nagle and Lloyd on the ground together.
48 metres. Just missing. Just missing Paddy Ryder.
He's been in two forward movements, Ryder, and both times look really dangerous. I almost start to think perhaps he should be the only one there, Robert.
I reckon because the other two boys, Lloyd and Nagle, at the moment are really struggling.
Gillum goes up the middle and finds Lewis. Decides to go short.
Gee, they play through Mitchell a lot, quarters.
Side step there, and the kick's good. Finds Dowler, quick release to Birchall. Inside 50, getting the sitters McGlynn, and he takes the mark, he plays on, and he kicks the goal. Great play, Hawks. Gee, that was well worked.
Well, it's a terrific mark, but they used the ball well. From the time Lewis took the kick in, he was able to find Mitchell. And
there's that kick again, Malcolm.
And it nearly missed. It nearly missed, didn't it?
It didn't come off the boot too well.
Strange.
There's Luke Hodge moving very gingerly the last 5 minutes. There's Max Bailey too with that knee injury. Some headaches for the Hawks, but at the moment they're in front by 13.
And at centre bounces, they've got 5 players up on the line at centre half forward, the Hawks, and they're isolating one right back deep in the 50. At the moment, it's Osborne.
Saul tackled and bounce.
You're right with that, Rob. McVeigh's picking it up. He hasn't played full back a lot, McVeigh, so what they're doing is rotating players through there. and people are getting a bit uncomfortable playing full back.
And it means that Fletcher's not deep in defence for Essendon, where he likes to play.
Chance for Savage. Did want to get the handball out. Muston again. Wide. Now he's got to beat a couple here. Michael Osborne. McVeigh applies a bump and ball trickles over. So he did well there to get a 50-50 out of an outnumbered situation. So a boundary throw in. 48 metres around from the Hawthorn goal at half forward. Fletcher.
That's fair.
McGlynn. Now off to Lovett. He's under pressure here. Dowler did well, and McPhee just trots it over and throw it in.
Picked it up
Mark
just on the
Howard.
line.
Stephen, we saw Luke Hyde
pressure.
struggling in the warm-up to the match. Now they're really working hard on his right groin on the boundary. So it looked like he tweaked it in the warm-up. You'd expect him to get out there. He's that type of player, but definitely not 100%.
You, mate.
Little spiral from Fletcher from the back pocket. Dyson makes another 35 metres before it trickles over, so another boundary throw in.
Rob, Clarkson.
Yep.
What he's doing with that forward line rotation and all the smalls through there, that's fantastic coaching, isn't it? You got no Roughhead, you got no Franklin, no Williams. He's just creating something out of nothing.
Yeah, and they've
Have
had...
that one again. I didn't come in properly.
He didn't throw it in
Let's go,
properly,
Harry.
so let's have another throw. But the Hawks have taken 6 marks inside their forward 50. They averaged 12 for the game with Buddy and Roughhead. You've got to say that he's really got them going, and they're sharing the load. And as they go forward, they were scratchy early, the Hawks, but now they're trying to pinpoint.
Good pick up by Lonergan. Gives it off to Pears. And he kicks to Hurley, who's gone up forward for the time being. Onto the left boot. It's a penetrating kick. It's a beautiful kick. It's bouncing. It might bounce through. There's Lloyd. Gets it over the shoulder, and he misses.
Much to the delight of the Hawthorn fans behind the sticks there.
Gee, it was a beautiful left footer from Hurley, wasn't it?
It was effortless. Lewis. And Saul's got it at half back. He'd be disappointed with that, Matthew Lloyd. Normally kick that sort of goal off to Rioli. Into the path of showing makers. So Hawthorn here, another big opportunity. Dowler wants it short. Great kick and great mark.
That is a great mark, Chriso, because the ball was coming at 1,000,000 miles per hour and it's slippery and the ball just stuck. We'll have a look at it.
And his arms, Rob, fully extended, so tough to mark, tough to make it stick in that situation.
And the opponent was Dustin Fletcher. So the kid's done really well.
Well, he's kicked a couple in the first quarter. This for his third to extend the Hawthorn lead. What a wonderful kicking action. Hawks out by 3 goals.
Well, there's a very good reason for this, and Dyson, Lloyd and Ryder all missed at the other end, which were really gettable shots. A couple of them a bit longer than normal, but the Hawks have kicked goals. Every time they've missed, they've gone down the other end and kicked a goal.
Another mark inside forward 50, Malcolm. That makes 7.
That's good, isn't it? I mean, that gets you shots at goals.
Buddy hurt.
Great mark, great finish, Bo Dowler. He gets his third. Hodges back on. He's going up forward, being picked up by McPhee. So Matthew Knights finds his Chargers down by 3 goals.
He's got to make some changes to his forward line, Matty Knights. He's got Hurley, Nagel and Lloyd top heavy in these conditions.
Sewell to McGlynn to Lewis, who pumps it long. Bateman, who's up against Atkinson, didn't have the ball. Umpire said play on, and that is in the back.
No, you went forward. Just here.
Oh, this is smart coaching. Bateman's turn then to be one out in the square.
Now come back 1
All of a
metre.
sudden he's on a guy
1 metre,
nervous.
1 metre.
I mean,
That's
this
it.
is fantastic
Wait
stuff.
for it.
So what sort of
This is the mark.
magic can
He's in
Cyril
line.
Rioli produce
Red
here? It'd
number.
have to be his very
That's it.
best, even
Right.
for someone like Cyril Rioli. He goes the banana, and he misses everything.
Back another 2 metres.
There's the free kick against Slattery.
Oh, gee.
Bit clumsy, Michael.
Very. In that part of the ground, you can't afford to tackle like that, as Fletcher finds Welsh with a beautiful kick.
Stay there.
Covered 50 metres. Back to Fletcher.
Straight over the mark.
Well, it's that awkward situation, Malcolm,
No,
where
he's getting
the player played on immediately,
Yeah, I agree.
so you're merely following the player. The umpire doesn't call play on, so technically...
You've got to at least wait for the play on call.
Yeah, there's the umpire explaining it, but it is a tough one as Fletcher
Ready?
kicks towards half forward. Nagel in front. controls it very well. Gillam slipped over, so the Bombers a chance here, although it just took a long time to get rid of it. Prismal shrugs the tackle from Shields, gets it inboard to Hocking. Welsh, now Pears. Now there's a...
Just here.
I think
Jordan against you too high.
I think Jordan Lewis has been unsociable.
Bring it back.
Well, and that's almost a disadvantage now for the Bombers because...
Welsh almost ran straight into Jordan Lewis's knee there, so he's just touch unlucky, Jordan Lewis.
Okay, but it has penalised the Bombers because...
He doesn't get the benefit of the doubt, Jordan Lewis, for some reason.
Hawthorn have got the numbers back. Kick towards Aguilar, couldn't take the mark. Soccer by Brown. Milne couldn't control it. Chance for Monfrey's taken it touch high. No, says the umpire. Bounce it 45 metres from the Bomber goal. They need one.
And I'll tell you what else Hawthorn aren't doing is going zone. They are going man on man and finding out if Essendon are any good at it.
Well, Jordan Lewis had a fair argument there. He did absolutely nothing.
It's interesting, Malcolm. They've gone man on man from the first bounce, the Hawks. Gone against the zone.
One arm out is Shempney. Kale Hooker. One arm out is a block. Kale Hooker's free.
I'd like to see that again.
Time off.
No, that's just two ruckmen going at it, isn't it?
That is a pathetic decision in the ruck.
That's just to show strength, Robert.
That is amazing.
Just it.
You put your arm out. Ruckmen have been doing that for 100 years. You've got to use your arms, your shoulders.
Free kicks 11-6 in favour of Essendon.
Here we see that ruck contest. The arm across the chest. And the umpire pings a free kick. That is a shocking decision. Scotty McLaren. And he's usually a good umpire, Scotty McLaren.
Angus Monfries lines up for goal.
You didn't answer me, Quarters.
Angus Monfries lines up for goal. He's got one. He kicks through the ball and he's missed. Hits the post.
There's a bit of noise in this ground, isn't there?
It's just starting to warm up, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
no,
building.
it's been good. Yeah.
This is McGlynn. McGlynn's got the footy. He's playing on Andrew Lovett. Andrew Lovett hasn't had a kick and he's not working hard enough. He's just jogging around and the coach needs to get him off and give him a rocket.
Let him go. Let him go.
Shields takes it over, so there's Luke Hodge. Boundary throw in.
Just stop their run. Hawthorn have stopped the Bombers' run.
Renouf does well this time. Pears has got it, but going nowhere.
Now, Renouf has got a crook knee in the ruck. He's the only ruckman they've got.
Hypothetical, Rob. Who would you ruck next?
They might have to go Dowler.
Lonigan to Lovett, going nowhere.
But I agree with you, Malcolm. It just gives Renouf a chance. He's going to carry the ruck by himself. They've had Robert Campbell, they've had Simon Taylor, they've had Max Bailey. They're all gone. They're not going to help him. He's got to do it by himself today.
He does it again there. Lonigan, little toe poke, only as far as Hodge. Does well to stand up in the tackle. Off to Milne now. Kicks to a vacant wing position. Rioli. Let's just watch him do his work against Slattery. If you don't mind. And he kicks beautifully inboard. Lewis, here's an opportunity. Lewis kicks to the goal square. Going back. Dowler's in a great spot. Can't take the mark. Fletcher fell over. Dowler back towards Moss. Was he held? No, says umpire Fletcher to Atkinson. McPhee, oh, he's in all sorts. He's gone.
Holding the ball.
I tell you what, this game has come alive.
Gee.
The crowd right into it now.
Bad mistake from McPhee there.
Now, Malcolm Muston, we wouldn't mind him seeing angling the ball on the boot for this shot.
I tell you what, that tackle from Muston was just absolutely copybook. And the kick matches the tackle. Margin 23 points, and McPhee looks like he's coming from the ground.
Just watching.
Have a look at the technique of this. Low, across the hips, head behind the hip. Wonderful execution.
And there is a check side. He really couldn't do anything there. That's fair enough from there.
Hawks by 23 points. Talk about turning a player inside out. Watch Cyril Rioli on Slattery.
He's just got some lovely steps, hasn't he?
And he's a couple of seconds later, Robbie rolled an ankle, Cyril, but he's okay. He's on the ground.
They've isolated him up forward. They've always had the one forward with just about the whole 50 to himself. At the moment, it's Cyril.
Well, Bombers desperately need the next one to steady the ship. They're down by 23. They work it to half forward. The race is on here. Dyson has the leg speed to get past Milne. Kick smothered though. Mitchell under pressure, gets it to Brown. To McGlynn, he's run down! He's gone! Great tackle by Lovett. Great closing speed.
Let's hold the ball. No, Ricky, go away, go away, go away, go away. Campbell!
I'm just thinking, you know, watching this, and you see this chase from here.
Fantastic.
You know what I'd do? I'd almost copy Clarkson today if I was Matthew Knights. I'd put the smalls just like he's doing. Isolate one out.
Well, and even this bloke,
Yeah, even that bloke, yeah. I mean,
because he struggled in the midfield. That's his first tackle for the game. It was a beauty. And he hasn't had a kick. This will be his first kick for the game.
And it is a must-kick goal for the Bombers. Lovett should kick 6 points. And he does. Big goal for the Essendon team.
Yeah, it is. I mean, just seeing him do that then says, I think we're too top-heavy today in the wet.
But, well, they are with Nagel, Lloyd and Hurley up there.
Rob, I was just thinking, do you ever coach in a game and copy what the other coach was doing?
Yeah.
That's
why,
right.
Why
I
not?
reckon.
It's worked really well.
Mark
Worked
Howard
well for the Hawks.
looks like Cyril Rioli's got an ankle.
Real concerns, Quarters. Out in the wing, he did that fancy footwork and just tweaked his left ankle. Add that Hodges' right groin and back Max Bailey out for the day. The Hawks have got some serious concerns. Not even half time.
Thanks, Howie. Lovett Murray tries to fend Mitchell away, and he'll be pinned here. He did have an opportunity to get rid of it, and he didn't.
Have a look at the intent of Sewell. He gave a bad
Right,
handball,
put down
but followed
Hodge
it
off
up.
the ball, boys. Bit of unsociable stuff from Essendon.
Yeah, and it's going on. There's 4 or 5 players involved in the centre-half ball for the Bombers. Meantime, Bateman towards Lewis. Good handball. Chance here for Moss. Moss can kick a goal, and he does. Quick reply for the Hawks.
And
Margin back out to 23.
Hodge went straight up to Ryder.
So the previous goal coming from Lovett broke a run of 5 Hawthorn goals, but the Hawks are quick to respond. And great work this from Lewis to get the handball into the path of Moss. So they've got the answers at the moment, the Hawks. And that, what took place just while they... Hello.
Well, these two teams don't like each other, and the tradition continues.
Yeah, it's warming up quite nicely, isn't it, boys?
And Lovett Murray wants to kill. Won't worry Sewell, he's as hard as nails.
Sewell to Birchall, who pumps it long, wastes no time. That's a good mark, very good mark. Taken by Jared Atkinson. Off to Fletcher. Long ball in the direction of Hurley. Waits for it to bounce. Schoenmaker's hot on his heels. Hawks have the extra number. It was Birchall. Back to Schoenmakers. And the ball goes over the line. No holding the ball, says umpire McLaren. Have a look at this. Here's Ryder and Hodge.
Have a look at Hodges' chin.
Oh. All to half forward. Lloyd can't mark. Winderlich to Prismal. He's run down straight away by Shields. Lloyd did well. Back to Winderlich. Wobbly old left foot kick into the corridor. Renoff's there for the Hawks. Good handball to Bateman. Has got nothing on offer. Dowler got bowled over. Having another crack at it was Bateman. Great hard footy. Off to Moss. He goes inside 50, but there's no Hawk up there. The troop's getting there now, but it's all McPhee. Have to be clean on the left boot. Here he is. And the mark is taken by Hocking. Kicks to the wing. Beautiful kick to Stanton. He's got Watson on short, but he ignores him.
They put Andrew Lovett into the forward line.
And Lonergan was free. And he takes the mark just outside 50. Squares it up. And it's a good kick. It's marked here by Prismal, who'll play on. And kick a poster.
Gee, done a bit of that.
That's 3 posters today. 2 to the Bombers and 1 to the Hawks.
So kick comes in. Mark taken by Moss.
Play on.
Now Gillam. They had some opportunities, the Bombers. Wide to Hodge in front of Lovett Murray. So how he told us a few moments ago, did spend some time being worked on. He's okay. Well done, Hocking, fisting away from Savage. He claims the mark, not paid. Saul, a terrific tackle. He just stripped him at the footy. Brad Saul drives it deep inside, attacking 50. Fletcher and Dowler. Well done by Fletcher. Now Atkinson. Little fumble, but he's got plenty of time. Prismal. Dancing. Needs to be clean here. Stanton and Mitchell. Ball to the back, so all Hawthorn. But support inside is Mitchell. Moss. Shields. Renoff.
Gee, they go backwards to Mitchell a lot.
Kick around the body by Mitchell is okay. Shields, so now Birchall. Beautiful kick from Birchall.
And a great lead by Bateman. I watched him. He was in the forward pocket, and Atkinson just not able to block his run, and he's just put the burners on.
Here's the injury to Rioli, by the way. Just fell over his own feet and tweaked the ankle.
Got some heavy strapping on that left ankle now, Stephen. They've just re-strapped it, got the boot back on. He won't be long till he gets back out there.
Just as Bates manager sort of, they found a new way to play the Hawks. He might have developed a new style here for himself.
Well, through necessity, they've had to.
Yeah.
So Bateman, to extend the lead further, that was never on target. So back to 23 points.
Conversely, it has been disappointing for Essendon, hasn't it? They've been smashed in the clearances,
Yeah,
and he's been a bit reluctant to change his team.
Been reluctant to change that forward
Yeah.
setup for too long. Nagel and Lloyd and Hurley were there,
Play on, go.
and slippery conditions out there.
Nagel kicks it into the middle. Brown was in the front posse. Little hook back by Brown, only as far as Lovett. Oh, that was brilliantly done by Monfries. Now a chance for Stanton. He should go, and he misses.
She had 2 players. Top of the goal square, there's the left arm and some acknowledgement, but another wasted opportunity. Marks inside 50. Hawthorn certainly ahead on that count. Birchall now. Mitchell, disposal number 17. Gee, I don't know if that was 15. No, it's not, says the umpire. Bateman back to Mitchell. No damage done. Kick to half forward. A switching kick, and Hodge taking the mark.
2 metres.
There's Kennedy.
Play on.
Ball with Hodge. Bends off Slattery. Didn't do it effectively. Renoff now. Osborne, 60 from goal.
Gee,
Renoff well tackled by Slattery.
don't handball to Ruckman.
Watson did well. Into the path of Lovett Murray. Murphy chops it off. Well done, Lovett Murray. Bombers need this clearance. McPhee does well. Monfries. Wide to Prismal. Kick towards half forward. Not quite sure who that was for. Gillam does well off the Bateman.
Oh, Gillam rolled the dice there, and it paid handsome dividends. He backed himself and won the ball back for the Hawks as they work it into the middle. Milne off to Kennedy. Awkward kick inside 50, out in front of Lewis. He's pushed off the ball. He has another crack at it, but Welsh wins out. Good effort. Now Hocking's in there. He's wrapped up by Lewis. Umpire will bounce.
He goes hard, Hocking.
Let go, don't go. Let go now.
Sam Mitchell just having a ripper game. 19 disposals, 11 handball receives across the half back line.
Fletcher. Clears the danger zone for the moment, and a little fumble there from Mitchell. Boundary throw.
Nagel back on.
22 points. Hawthorn looking to sneak into the 8. Great fend off from Birchall. Mitchell again.
Go to him all
Birchall.
the time to Mitchell.
Milne. Bateman not making too much headway, but he goes back, and the mark's taken by Gillam.
He has a bounce and steadies, and it's a clever kick to Murphy, who kept on running. He just throws it on the left boot and hopes for the best. Rioli overran it. Essendon had the numbers deep. Fletcher. Slattery should shepherd. Does, just in the nick of time. Fletcher's kick wasn't great to Pears. Osborne attacked it hard. Kept the football alive. Back to Murphy. Handballs to Bateman. Bateman kicks it into the corridor. Looks for Kennedy and takes a very good mark overhead.
Now this man is goal shy.
Will he kick it, Rob?
He's got to have a kick. I reckon every teammate will say, for God's sake, go back and just have a shot.
If he doesn't, his dad will kill him.
Exactly.
I tell you, the work there. Slattery had a great opportunity to apply a great shepherd and give Fletcher more time, but he didn't really do a good job of it, and Fletcher was under pressure. Turned it over.
Kennedy, in he comes, and he has put it through. The Hawks lead by 28.
This has been pretty decisive. And a great little contest here. That was brilliantly done by Osborne. And then there's wonderful setup. And Mark. Very hard to do that. That's a good stretch. Really well done. I would think Matthew Knights at half-time is he's never done it before, Robert. This seam is going to get the biggest rocket you've ever seen. This is absolutely poor, very poor from Essendon.
Kale Hooker in the ruck to relieve Ryder.
Toe pokes it forward. Muston, little fumble. Oh, he almost scoops it up. In fact, the umpire said exactly that. Advantage to Lovett Murray. Stanton. Now can he give it back? He can. Lovett Murray from 25. Kicks the goal. So margin back to 22. And gee, they needed that, the Bombers.
Oh, did they ever? I still think he should. I mean, they've been smashed. I've just got a feeling they should be further behind. And it was a pretty good setup in the end. But some of these guys, I reckon they've been running with the ball free for too long. And there's some games you just got to get down and dirty. And Michael, down and dirty in some games of footy doesn't mean you just got to win the hard ball, don't you? You've got to put your head over it. He'd be very, very angry, this bloke.
Important that they got that last clearance. The Bombers need to get another one.
Time for another one here for Essendon. 2 late goals and bring them right back into the contest. But Birchall, great mark. Off to Lewis. Now Sewell. Chips in the Osborne direction. McPhee snapping at his heels. Osborne goes to soccer. McPhee desperate. Great stuff. Almost could have got a free kick there, the Bomber.
Shit, are going in hard.
They are. Lewis tries to bash his way through the pack. Handballs out into space. Osborne, little soccer off the ground. And it's 50 metres out from the Hawks' goal. Finals footy has come a week early to the MCG. It's the Hawks by 22 as we near half-time. The winner plays in September.
Great interception there by Birchall.
Renoff in the front posse.
He's rucked well, Quarters.
To Sewell. Gets driven into the turf by Pears with a ripping tackle. And a bounce.
Cyril Rioli again. He's got a lot of forward space to himself. Essendon players very wary of him. Dropping back, putting the squeeze on him.
They'll try and hold on the Bombers. Hocking. Stanton under pressure around the body. Savage couldn't control it. Lovett overruns it. Savage. Renoff. Now a chance for Sewell. Good pressure coming from Watson. And what's he going to do? Free kick to Watson.
Players lying on it. Free kick to Watson. Dragged it in. Let him go, Solio. It's 50. Time off. Play on.
So they're going to run out of time, unfortunately, for the Bombers. Half-time, 9-7 plays, 5-9. The Hawks go in with a 22-point advantage.
Yeah, and a well-earned 22-point advantage as well. Just to repeat it, but the Bombers need some work, and they need some words. They've in a most important game of this young team's life, with all those players out for Hawthorn, this has been a very disappointing half. Conversely, the Hawks have been good.
In 4 weeks' time here on this ground, the MCG, it'll be grand final day 2009.
Well, Rob, I can say that Nagel, Lloyd and Hurley are still on the forward line.
OK, well, we'll know the answer soon enough, Rob. Third quarter underway. Hawks by 22. Chance for McVeigh. Gains about 5 metres. Sewell hit hard by Lloyd. And Sewell is out.
They're going to be angry.
Oh, here we go.
They are going to be angry, the Hawks. They're angry.
Hodge and Lloyd. Osborne coming over the top.
And I tell you what, Matty Lloyd, you're the target. You can't hit a bloke in the head. We found out last week with Buddy Franklin.
Well, this seems far more serious. Sewell has not moved. Stretch is being called for. Umpire's got to stop play, surely. Stop the game, umpire. Wake up to yourselves. This is a very serious injury. He's not moved, Sewell. And Matthew Lloyd is in a lot of trouble as Campbell Brown's caught late. I tell you what, Matthew Lloyd will be lucky to get through this game the way the Hawks are looking at the moment.
Campbell Brown really got the staggers 2 quarters. He is really struggling to stay on his feet.
Someone's whacked him in the head.
Well, Brad Sewell's the worry, and he's as tough as they come, Brad Sewell. Eyes for the footy, and he's being cleaned up by Matthew Lloyd.
Oh, and look at Campbell Brown has pointed to the Essendon box. He's come off with blood over his face. He's pointing to the Essendon box. Mark Howard, did you hear what he said?
Just gave them a massive spray. That's not on, that's not on, that's not on, is what Campbell Brown's saying. Absolutely spraying everyone from Essendon. Real feeling out their quarters.
Oh, there is. What they've got to do, Hawthorn, as upset as they are, and we'll have a look at it here. Well, I would say that's contact to the head.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
maybe it was Paddy Ryder by accident.
Have a look at his head go.
Oh, no, it was Lloyd. No,
that is contact to the head.
No, it was definitely the Lloyd contact that got him.
Well, you saw what happened last week.
And there's Campbell Brown with blood streaming out, obviously, and had to go to the Essendon box and said, boys, get set for a big 1 hour coming up.
But the problem for Hawthorn is that Sewell is one of their spiritual leaders. He's played really well in that first half, 11 disposals, a lot of clearances where they were dominating. So he'll be sorely missed. They've got 2 players short now in this modern age of interchanges, and you can see the hit.
It was definitely the Lloyd contact.
Looks like he's got him on the chin.
Well, that didn't help, did it? He was out, and then his head hit the ground as well. His head ricochets into the right shoulder, and then his head hits the ground as well.
He was out. He was out before he hit the ground.
I agree, Rob.
Now, the big question here, Malcolm and Rob, is that it's going to be the team that keeps its eye on the ball, because the next 5 minutes are going to be pretty hairy.
You're right, and I reckon the other thing is the Hawks are 2 players down. Matthew Knights has to rotate and run. He's 22 against Hawthorn's 20. He's got to make more moves than were made in the first half. He can't afford to keep a slow forward line with Lloyd, Hurley and Nagel. And yeah, it's a real challenge now to both teams to see how they stand up after this.
Rob, I mean, it wasn't a good one. There's no doubt about that. Intentional or not, it happened.
Yeah.
Matthew Lloyd, Bombers behind, just trying to decide whether he plays again. Could this be it for Matthew Lloyd?
It's a tough call. I reckon Matthew Lloyd is unsure of his place at Essendon anyway. He hasn't been played where he would like to play, which is full forward, where he should play. I reckon the Hawthorn supporters will be absolutely incensed by what's happened there.
Just hearing them behind me, Wolsey, incensed is one word. I can't tell you what they're saying, but the Essendon boys running past on the bench are getting an absolute spray. And Adam Ravanasca is actually having a bit of a chuckle. They are really copping it.
He doesn't have to go out there.
We don't want that in the game.
No, we don't. We don't. I said when they bounce the ball to start this third quarter, the Essendon players would be wound up.
Well,
and I reckon they wound up all right. And the umpires, it is really important that the umpires get control of this game now.
We have got one hot game of footy. Hold on to your hats. Ryder wins it down. Oh, gee, Fletcher came through hard and took out Hodge.
Yeah.
Hodge comes in and takes out McVeigh, and it's on again. Tell you what, umpire McLaren just got to get on with it, and he does. He just throws the ball up. One by Ryder. Chance for Kennedy. Mitchell. McVeigh dealt with off the ball. McGlynn.
Again, backwards to Mitchell, and good disposal by the skipper.
So Ben McGlynn.
It's a real test for Matthew Lloyd too, because he knows they'll be after him from here on in.
Matthew Lloyd.
Not a nice feeling, that.
Here's McGlynn to extend the Hawthorn lead. He misses badly.
Rob, have you had that feeling in a game where you thought someone might have been a bit hot on you?
I feared for my life one day out at Waverley against Collingwood when I knocked Peter Eakins out, and the other Magpies all said they were going to kill me.
McGlynn has another ping at goal and is offline again.
And they tried very hard to do that.
You did enough going up on a stretcher though, Rob, didn't you, by the end of the game? Did you get stretchered off that game?
I got stretchered off against North Melbourne when Snake Baker got me.
Oh, okay. Essendon worked to the wing. Beautiful kick. Lovett couldn't take the mark, but he's still got possession. Manages to get past Hodge. Keeps the footy alive to half forward. That's a free kick to Essendon, surely it is. Advantage paid. McVeigh inside 50. Nagel can't get there. Well done by Gillum. Too good for Nagel on that occasion. Now Birchall, as McVeigh has a look around at Gillum and says, watch what you're doing. And you think McVeigh liked the treatment there from Gillum. In the meantime, Shields, the youngster, is penalised for holding the ball. No doubt about that one.
Shit, there's a crowd here.
Now have a look at here. This is just left of screen. Campbell Brown. And you can only, well, there's Andrew Lovett grabbing, no, Lovett Murray, I think it is, grabbing his eye, but Campbell Brown obviously not happy with blood coming from his left eye.
Well, pound for pound.
Going back to Lovett Murray as well.
Pound for pound, he's just about the best going around in the AFL at the moment, Lovett Murray with his fists.
Well, look who's just marked off to Lovett from 15! He's kicked it, I think. Bombers are back in town. Lovett Murray involved. We were just showing the replay of the incident with Brown. He stood up, has taken the mark, fed it off to Lovett. And all of a sudden we're back to 18 points. And Matthew Lloyd also involved. There's the Prismal kick. And Lovett Murray. Fantastic stuff by the Bombers. Down to Howie.
Looks like the Hawks have only got one on the bench. Osborne at the moment with those two injuries, Sewell and Bailey, and I reckon Campbell Brown might be getting stitched up, so one on the bench.
I think Campbell Brown will be fairly eager to get out there, boys.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. This is a bit of a worry. McGlynn playing on Lovett Murray. Lovett Murray's too tall.
Ran off beautifully to Hodge, but he lost a handle on it. Ryder with the handball, it was ineffective. Birchall, good, smothered by Prismal, knocked it forward. McVeigh gets bowled over, but the Bombers have got a bit of a sniff here. Prismal, centering kick towards Nagel. He's got one at last, Malcolm.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's trusted him. He stayed with him, so...
Good kick, Prismal.
Yeah, it was a great kick, wasn't it?
Campbell Brown is back up on the bench. He's got his eye patched up. He's giving them the thumbs up. He wants to get out there. I wouldn't be getting in his way.
Well, he's got to be smart about it.
I wonder what that message is.
The message is don't give away free kicks.
Keep your head.
We
keep
know
your
you're angry,
composure.
but don't give away free kicks.
Jay Nagel. Must kick goal for him for his confidence. It is a goal. The Bombers are fighting back at the MCG.
Well, obviously that's two pretty important goals in the context of the game, but, well, Rob, he stayed true with Nagel and Lloyd, and they've had an impact.
Yes.
One not so good and one pretty good.
Yeah, well, Lloyd's had an impact, all right. He's put Brad Sewell out of the game.
Nice kick that, you're right. I mean, it's the first bit of luck Nagels had too, by the way.
Campbell Brown back on. This crowd is now massive at the MCG.
You should have seen him, Quarters, pumping himself up before he came on the ground. He was slapping his arms like a wrestler.
Oh, dear. Ryder against Renouf. Renouf got one in the ribs from Ryder, and he's not too well.
Oh, just sucking in air, trying to find it.
Stand up, thank you.
Angus Monfrey saying, why me? Another bounce in the middle. Ryder just smashes it forward. Good to see. Monfries attacks it against Brown. Handball over to Hocking. Here come the Bombers again. Stanton for another one. He's missed it. Gee, it was all set up there for Brent Stanton, but it was a bad kick. Look at Campbell Brown.
He wants to get on and listen to the Hawthorn fans roar.
Kick comes in, mark taken by Schoenmakers. 11 points in it, 22 at half-time. Bombers have got the numbers here. McPhee off to Fletcher, a little too fierce. Fletcher a little fumble. He's got McPhee in support now over the top to Ryder. So the Bombers, another opportunity. Oh, gee, poor kick from Paddy Ryder. Schoenmakers, then he missed the oncoming tackle. So big chance here for the Hawks. His kick wasn't great. And well done, Pears chopping across, taking a punt. And we've got a boundary thrown between wing and half forward for the Hawks.
It's a huge out, Sewell, isn't it? It's a huge out.
He's the guy who gets the clearances. Yeah. He and Mitchell and Hodge in close. They're terrific players. Next time Matthew Lloyd touches the footy, the crowd will go off their head.
Now free kick to Hodge, paid by umpire McLaren, who wasn't the officiating umpire. What did he spit out then? No, his teeth look all to be intact, so...
Can you take the kick? Okay, mate, just...
Oh, he caught one from Lonigan.
Stay there.
Might have caught one in the throat.
So Hodge with the free kick. Osborne just on the ground to replace Bateman's got it. At half forward, beautiful kick to Moss.
Gee, it was a great kick by Osborne on the left boot, Chris, as you call.
Wolsey, Campbell Brown just having a chat to Matty Lloyd as we speak up in the centre of the ground.
Well, Matty Lloyd is only human, and he would be very, very nervous. If he's not, he's crazy.
So here's Gary Moss to give them some respite. Oh, dear me. Oh, gee, McPhee put down.
No one saw it.
Another look at the Lonigan one, boys, on Hodge. Well, Hodge put a hand in the face of Lonigan, and Lonigan gave him one back.
Yeah, tit for tat.
Yep. So Fletcher, long ball to half-back on the members' side. McPhee squeezes the kick out. Here's Lloyd. Well, that's just silly from Schoenmakers. That's stupidity. That is stupidity from the Schoenmakers.
Easy, you've got the free.
Just gave a free kick away for nothing.
Yeah, just not the way to go about it. As Matthew Lloyd puts it inside 50. Big pack fly. Here's Stanton against Brown. Good tackle by Brown. Love it. Knocked it out to Monfries. Now Love it again. Straightens up on the right. Has a ping at the goals. It's in the goal square. It's a mark to Love it, Murray.
Michael, walk away right away.
Well, Love it, Murray have lifted. No doubt about that. And it stems from that recklessness by Schoenmakers, and that's where the young man has got to have a cool head.
Just immaturity there, Rob.
Yeah, and
Great
what a
mark.
Terrific mark by Lovett Murray. Terrific mark.
It's two.
So Nathan Lovett Murray to make it a 5-point ball game.
He would have left him on.
I would have left him on too.
Just he had a bit of a bubble going, didn't he? He's on, just starting to get a bit on fire.
Well, he set up Lovett and he's kicked one himself.
Yeah.
Hawthorns to within 5 points, and this was the free kick against Schoenmakers on Lloyd. I mean,
just ridiculous.
Mark Howard.
Still no sign of Brad Sewell after he was carried off on the stretcher. So with Bailey and Sewell out, the Hawks have still got 2 on the bench. Sewell hasn't been sighted, still in the rooms.
Thanks, Howie. Shields couldn't control it. Coming up to meet it. McGlynn, he's tackled by Lovett. Now Welsh off to McVeigh. Kick inside, attacking 50. Chance here at the back for Nagel. Keeps his feet, needs to. Oh, he dives in on top of it. Hawthorn do well to tie it up. Bounce 15 metres from the Bomber goal. 3 goals in this third quarter, and the Essendon fans are finding voice at the MCG.
Ben McLean, don't hold it.
Renoff, Winderlick. Lovett's got to beat 3. He can't. Found him throwing deep in the right forward pocket.
Should just say about Sewell too. I did see his hands moving, Rob. I mean, he looked as though he became conscious. Did everyone agree with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
But if he was able to get back on the ground, Malcolm, I don't think he will. But if he came back on, imagine the roar.
McGlynn overran it, socket off the ground by Ryder, misses.
5 times this quarter they've gone into their forward 50, Essendon, and they've kicked 3 goals too. So the Hawthorn defence is under siege at the moment.
Milne. It's to the wing. Fisted away by Hooker. Mitchell has a fresh area. Rioli working hard, overran it. Back to Hooker. Beautifully weighted handball over to Prismal. Prismal kicks towards goal. Lloyd and Schoenmakers. It's off hands and it's a point.
Come out.
That's what was ahead of Gillen. Short to Mitchell.
Thank you. Stay there.
A wide option in Musman decides to go beyond that to Murphy, who marks at half back.
Right there, mate.
It's a great kick, Mitchell. I know he's a terrific handballer, but isn't he a lovely kick, left or right foot?
It's a better kick than most people give him credit for.
Yeah.
Stay there.
Nice kick from Murphy to Dowell, who kicked 3 goals in the opening half. Now he's kicking in front of Rioli, who leaps and marks, and brought down by Slattery. Play on now as Rioli kicks inside, attacking 50. Beautiful kick. Pulled the kick to Osborne, who kicks towards the goal square, and the mark taken.
Hodge has, since he got knocked around a little bit, Hodge has played in the forward line. And Fletcher's been his opponent, but Cyril Rioli and Hodge, they have to have dynamite second halves, along with Mitchell, if they're going to win this game. Great transference of play. And again, it's from a Hawthorn kick-in. They've taken it the length of the ground on 5 occasions.
Quite remarkable, Rob. Matthew Knights won't be happy with that, but Cyril Rioli setting them alight on that occasion. So Hodge now to give them some breathing space. Should kick it. Luke Hodge pops it through. Hawks by 9. Hawthorn's first goal of the third quarter. It's taken 17 minutes. Their margin, their lead, back out to 9 points.
Yeah, they needed that, didn't they? They just been under pressure at the other end of the ground, so that forward movement, a lot of empty open spaces for them, and wonderful finish in the end from Osborne. But they're really good players touch it. Everyone's mentioned Mitchell, Rioli, and Hodge in the end.
It looks like Luke Hodge is going to go up in the ruck here. They've got 4 smalls.
It's amazing,
I think Renoff just needed a rest, so Hodge is going to contest the ruck against Ryder.
He cleared it last time he did it.
Not this time. Ryder taps it to Watson. Ineffective kick. Lewis to Rioli. Look at the acceleration from Cyril Rioli. And a clever little chip kick over the top to Osborne, who wants to get it moving quickly. Cleverly does so now. Savage, and Rioli kept on running.
He did, Quarters.
That is magnificent gut-busting running from Cyril Rioli, who will have a shot at goal.
And how inspiring to have Luke Hodge go up at the centre bounce. If that doesn't lift you out there, Malcolm, nothing would.
How good's this bloke?
Matthew Lloyd off, that's the booing.
Well, Matthew Lloyd's got a lot on his mind. We'll talk about it in a minute.
Cyril Rioli, tight angle. It's the Hawks by 9 points. And that's nothing. So a bad miss from Cyril Rioli, who with all his great skills is not the best set shot at goal.
I don't know what I keep saying it, moving quickly like he kicks normal play.
Hurley does well to provide a contest. Muston did well. Not a great kick towards Hawthorn. Osborne, little paddle to Hodge, wasn't effective. Stanton out to Lovett Murray. Slattery, oh gee, Watson put him under the pump, but he got it to Pears, and now they're out of trouble for the moment. Hocking from midfield drives it deep and long at the back. Lonigan provides a contest. He hit the ground. Chance. Oh, Gillum gets there first. Great tackle from Lonigan. What's the umpy going to do here? He decides to bounce it.
Straight up.
He
Let him
pinned
go.
the arm.
Jason, let him go. Jason, you're not involved. Jason, move away. Grant, move away.
Neither wants to get up the footy, Michael. I don't think.
Angus Mumfries,
Thank you,
not
Angus.
for the first time, ends up with it. Brown not happy.
I don't think they like each other.
Ryder against Hodge. Chance for Hodge, who did his own roving.
This is amazing. Hodge doing the ruck work. This is just incredible.
Well, we'll see how he goes at the boundary throw-in.
Well, Renouf's having a spell. Matty Lloyd on the bench there. I reckon he's got a heap of things going through his mind. He knows the opposition want to kill him. He knows the game's in the balance. He'd be worried about the injury to Brad Sewell.
Hodge tapped to Mitchell, back to Hodge, now to Lewis from centre wing, kick to centre half forward, foot race. Well worked by Dyson. Mandy needs to keep his feet. He was taking it out, sure. And advantage called as Lonigan gets it to Hocking, now to Stanton, and the Bombers can build.
Stanton kicks along the line, and it's a beautiful pass to Monfries. He's got Hurley on in the pocket, and Hurley will take the mark. Tight angle.
The other worry for Lloyd, of course, is that he'd be saying, I reckon my season might be over. I don't think I'll play again anymore, because I reckon he'll be suspended.
So Hurley, he'll have to play next year, Rob, because we don't want to remember his last game like this, do we?
That's right.
Hurley, very difficult kick. He's made a pretty good fist of it. It's a goal. Hawthorn by just 3 points.
Pretty good build-up here, and once again, good skills. This is a really intelligent kick. Just saw Brown get caught behind, and Hurley. Nice finish.
Four goal to 1 quarter. This is Brad Sewell getting hit by Matthew Lloyd, knocking him out. And that was at the opening bounce of the third quarter. There are 2 players down the Hawks, no Bailey and no Sewell. And Matthew Lloyd with a heap on his mind.
Mitchell, quick kick to half forward. McLean the way for the Bombers. Looping handball is okay. Stanton back to McLean. Oh, gee, what was that? I don't know what he tried to do. But a chance here for Moss, who's got time. He's got space. Runs to 20 and kicks. Behind. Dear me. I'm not sure what McPhee was trying to do there. Let's have a look at it.
Well, he called for it when he shouldn't have. That's what happened.
Gee, it was a bad miss by Moss too.
Well, he had a right footer running alongside him.
Lloyd's running around the boundary line. I'd stay in the dugout, Matty, if I was you. He's running around the boundary line, and the Hawks are giving him everything. Hawk fans.
He's big enough to stand up to that, Rob.
Bombers go into the corridor. Hocking. Oh, Sirioli gets there. Now can he go all the way? He backs himself. He breaks one tackle. He gives it off to Bateman, who drills the ball along the ground for a goal.
Sirioli, you are a star.
Yeah, I reckon there's stars, Rob, and there's other stars, but he is a superstar.
Well, the interception,
the
interception, Malcolm, was just amazing. And then the share, he could have tried to have gone all the way by himself. He's not like that.
See, that's the difference. He was the right footer. He knew Chance Bateman. Should have got it before the last one from Moss.
Yeah.
I was a left footer running into trouble. Lovely team.
Margin back to 10. Matthew Lloyd back on. What a goal by Hawthorn.
And the experienced Gillum playing on Lloyd, not the kid Schoenmakers.
Lewis, handball, chopped off by Lovett, Murray, Hooker and Osborne fighting hard for it. Hodge off the ground for a spell.
Thank you, thank you.
Campbell Brown at halfback.
Got Cyril Rioli by himself up forward, the Hawks. Good move.
Chance for Watson, pulled off the footy. Hocking had his head down and was hit.
Give it to him, Sam.
So free kick, ball to the centre. Stanton. Now Pears, too far out to score. Wants to take on Mustin, then handball wide to Stanton, who runs to 35, kicks across the face. Hurley! Oh, Hurley's kicked a beauty.
Can play.
He's a very impressive young man. 7 marks, 9 disposals today. A couple of goals, Rob.
Well, Malcolm said it before or during the early parts of the game. The kid's going to be something special, and he is. He's got a good feel for it. Took the mark. Knew that he was better off to play on. Just does a lot of things right. Looks fit too. Something that I think Jay Nagle isn't.
Michael Hurley. Well, Daniel Rich is the red-hot favourite for the Rising Star, but I tell you what, you wouldn't be disappointed if he got it either, Malcolm.
No, there's 2 or 3 of them, isn't there, really?
He can seriously play.
5 foot in, wrapped up eventually. Thank you.
Free kick count, by the way, 20-11 in favour of the Bombers.
Again, Rioli, 3 in the forward 50. Oh, he's got an opponent, but the only one there.
Clearances 25-18 in favour of the Hawks. Tackles pretty much even, 47-43 in favour of Hawthorn.
Oh, gee.
He's been good hocking in this quarter.
Stand up, climb up,
Starting to find the footy. That was a bit stiff.
Chance Bateman's away, ran his full measure, had a bounce, just got the kick in the nick of time into the pocket. And we'll have a throw in, and everyone will take a deep breath as we near 3/4 time.
Campbell Brown, angry man. There's a slap. Can't punch him, but I know I can get away with a slap. Good slap.
Well, there was just a fly on his arm, wasn't it?
Trying to break through his Shields to McGlynn, who lost it. Oh, head-high contact there, surely.
Scotty McLaren put the whistle to the mouth and pulled it
Inconsistent
away.
umpiring. He gave a free kick a couple of minutes ago for the same thing. Head over the ball. That's, anyway, perplexing. Shields can't break the hole through the pack. Prismal had a good afternoon. Caught with a footy. Umpire calling play on. Ball again is the yell from the crowd. Umpire letting it go. McGlynn goes in hard. Good tackle, McPhee. Fletcher wraps him up, and we'll have a bounce. Good hard footy from both teams.
Hey, Porters, anyone who reckons footy's soft, just have a look at the last 15 seconds there.
Hawks by 4 points. Deep in their attacking zone. Fletcher straight to McGlynn. Taken high. Surely a free kick that time. Oh, dear me.
That's a free kick, all right. Have a look at Jeff Kennett. He can't believe it.
Surely that was a high tackle.
Well, right now, umpire McLaren's having a shocker.
McPhee. Standing. Oh, gee, put McVeigh under the pump. He's well tackled. No play opportunity there. He dropped it there. Osborne. Good tackle by Standing. Tying it up. Get a bounce.
Scotty, Jeff Kennett absolutely off his head. He was unhappy all through the week. You reckon it doesn't mean something to him?
Ryan Dower over the top. Shields. Rioli, he's got his head down. Little toe poke forward. Oh, McPhee tried to soccer it. Don't know that that was the right option. Moss got a loose player in the pocket. McGlynn. Can he shrug a couple of tackles? He can't. McVeigh will just take it over. Boundary throw in the forward pocket.
Scott
Been locked in there for a couple of minutes.
Scott McLaren needs support. Just get out of the way and another umpire get in there.
Throw in. Nicely snaffled there by Atkinson. What are the rest going to do here? Rioli loads the tackle. Pears is gone. No, just got rid of the ball in the nick of time to Slattery. Oh, the Bombers under pressure here. And then they've worked it terrifically well to get out of trouble. Now can they hurt the Hawks on the rebound? Lovett's handball is Australian. Hodge with brute strength. Got the Hawks back into the contest. He's bowled over by Lovett Murray. And now lays a tackle. Great stuff again. And a free kick. Oh, that's red hot.
Tell you what, the umpire's having an ordinary day.
Stand up, please. The dive done it, got to knock it clear. Time off.
So free kick to Luke Hodge. Stakes are high. Oh. Players playing for everything. Jeff Kennett losing the pot in the crowd. Controversy galore. Injuries. We got it all this afternoon, and it's a thriller too. The Hawks by just 4 points.
Shit, what a game.
Here's Jeff Kennett again. This was another decision that was not given by umpire McLaren.
Felicity, she can't believe her husband's like that.
Can't get your footy, can't it?
50 out from the Hawks' goal. Lloyd to Lovett Murray. He's over the line, another throw in. As Bateman and Lloyd have a bit of a get together.
What a game this is for a place in September. Taken by Hodge, quick kick forward to half forward. Slattery needs to be sure here. Oh, gee, put Atkinson under the pump. He was good enough to get out of it. Off to Stanton. Now he's got Lovett running for him. Coming up from fullback though, Murphy. Read superbly, Rob.
He made the right decision, Murphy. Left his opponent.
Birchall. Now Mitchell. Arch the back. Beautiful kick. Mark taken by Moss. Too far out to score.
Touch, Scotty, touch!
Straight to Mumphreys after the ball was touched. To Watson, to McPhee. Little left foot kick. Now Lovett has it. At half back for the Bombers. Over the top, gee, I don't know about that option. Hooker put down by Brown. And Hawks get it back again. And hard up against the line. Here's McGlynn. McGlynn's got space. He's got down the short. He ignores that. He wants to kick a goal, Ben McGlynn. And he misses tomorrow, right? Peppering the goals at the moment, Hawthorn. Can't kick one, though. Oh, gee. That was Bateman on Lloyd.
Guess who's got it?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about Matthew Lloyd. I mean, he's hit the guy high, and if he was on the end of it, what would he be thinking? Should he be reported and get out? And I think he'd come up with an answer, yes.
Chance Bateman, beautifully done. Off to Mitchell, who kicks inside 50. Hawks got an extra man here. Oh, almost a great mark to Atkinson. At least he held it up for Essendon, and now he fed it out to McPhee.
I like Atkinson.
That was a good effort. Now McPhee on the left. Got to be clean here. 3-on-1 in favour of the Bombers. They're away. Advantage paid. McVeigh has a lot of room to work with. He goes into the pocket to Hurley, who improves the angle to Stanton, and Stanton should go back and put Essendon in front.
Gee, Hurley, what a good player he is. Good effort there by Paddy Ryder, get out. And they've got the numbers running there, open it up. But Hurley's decision to play on and square the footy up. He's been the only tall forward that's had an impact for the Bombers.
This to give Essendon the lead. And Stanton has missed.
He's missed a couple that he should have got, Stanton.
This is where Sewell, in this last quarter, less rotations, a great midfielder in the competition these days. It's a huge out. I just can't. We're seeing the game change before our very eyes.
And their kick-ins, Hawthorn with their kick-ins have been so effective.
Savage in just game number 3. Runs it to the wing. Osborne. Well done, Watson. Put some pressure on. Milne. Back to Savage. Slattery's tackled good. Osborne manages to keep it in. And now it's over. Ball landing just inside the line. So a boundary throw in half forward for the Hawks. 40 seconds left in the quarter. It's been a good comeback by the Bombers. Kicked 5 goals to 2. Get themselves back into the game. Good tackle on Mill. No opportunity to to Riley Milne, so about 60 metres from Hawthorn's goal. Renouf did well. There's another dubious looking umpiring decision, but the ball comes towards Lewis, who pushes Paz out of the way and marks 25 metres from goal in the pocket.
Gee, what an important kick with only about 10 to be the last kick of the quarter.
Jordan Lewis, from set shots, has kicked 5 goals, 1 for the year. As we get the siren for three-quarter time. Just missing to the near side. So three-quarter time, the Hawks by 5 points.
Well, the quarter, when you start with a quarter like that, it had everything, including the scoreboard getting closer and closer. And that man, the skipper, involved in what was a pretty nasty incident with Brad Sewell. And Campbell Brown had plenty to say about it, and still saying it.
So Campbell Brown just pays Matthew Lloyd a visit at three-quarter time. Just stay with it here because a few players are milling around. A couple of Hawks. No, the umpires have got in. And Richie Vandenberg keeping the peace. That's great to see as we take a break at the MCG. What a last quarter we're in for. A spot in September up for grabs. It's the Hawks over the Bombers by just 5 points.
Only 2 on the bench for the Hawks for the rest of the game. Sewell hasn't been cited. Max Bailey still with that knee injury. He won't be back today. And Campbell Brown, he had a serious chat to Matty Lloyd as they ran off at three-quarter time. Richie Vandenberg had to drag Campbell Brown away. So some real tension between the two sides now. Big win for Hawks. 2 men on the bench. Tough from here.
Now we start the last quarter. The reigning premiers lead by 5. It's Ryder against Renouf. Renouf done really well on the ruck. Ryder has a fresh area at it. Hodge can't get boot to ball. Ryder has another crack and will have a secondary bounce.
Stephen, it'll be a famous victory for one of these clubs. The day that we made the final, I know it's only an 8th spot, but there was something up for this game. This game is up for grabs, and it's going to be a historic victory.
The winner will be remembered for a long, long while.
McGlynn overran it. And Shields.
And the other thing with it, they're going to be nice and tuned up for September. This is like, isn't it? This
is absolutely like
finals.
All the hallmarks of it.
Had everything. From the bounce, Hodge wins the clearance to McGlynn. Quick hands to Lewis. Trying to bust his way through his Shields. Soccer off the ground by Osborne. Bateman threw himself at the football. Soccer off the ground by Lovett Murray. Watson's there. Going in hard was Muston. Brave stuff from Watson. Kept his head over the ball. And another bounce.
And we should say it is not impossible because there has been 4 finals won, Rob.
Yes.
So that's Smith gone.
Yep.
Well done, Ryder, reaching over the top. Savage. Well done, Mitchell. Gee, they were quick hands, but a free kick off the ball.
Fistful jumper against Henry Slattery.
To Rioli, who has tormented Henry Slattery this afternoon at the MCG. Kicks it wide. Kennedy. Bateman. Good tackle, McPhee. Now Kennedy, though. Back to Muston, who can get this final quarter away to a great start for the Hawks from 45. Can't pull it back far enough. In fact, he's missed everything. So a free kick in the back pocket to Nathan Lovett-Murray.
Oh, that's an important miss. He knows it.
Got a couple out here, the Bombers, near the boundary line. That is pretty poor defensive work by the Hawks there.
Dyson kicks to Ryder. Renouf gets there, but good mark, Ryder. Have you seen the ruck battle, Robert?
I think Renouf's done really well in the ruck. He's certainly won with the hit-outs and the Hawks with the clearances.
Hurley, free kick against Showmakers, advantage paid. Winderlick. Handballs to Lloyd, who gives it to Slattery. He's run from half-back. Centering kicks a beauty to Neagle. He can't get there, though. Just overcooked the kick slightly. Neagle's got it now. Got the handball back. Watson! Misses.
Got to kick up. I keep saying it. Guys miss too many goals. They try and kick up, your leg throws through it. Not steer it through. Oh, wow.
Slattery had the right idea there. Just had too much on it. So Gillen finds Mitchell.
Possession 28.
From half-back. Driving kick beyond the wing. Dyson needs to be good here. Couldn't handle it. It lets Hawthorn in. Renouf off to Savage. Hasn't got too many options. He kicks deep. Lewis running back with the flight, but so is Lovett Murray. Coming from the other direction, and he marks. And away. Welsh being quiet. Off to Pears. Delicate little left foot kick's okay. Slattery. This time he finds the target, Winderley. Where's the run from behind? Provided by Atkinson from 65. Thumping kick to the goal square. Nagel at the back, fist away from Gillam. Just in the nick of time behind to the Bombers.
And Gillam wastes no time. Spots up Rioli, who goes short to Mitchell, who's coming up for his 29th possession. Stanton leads the way for Essendon with 23. Osborne slices the pass to Bateman, who gives it to Birchall, who goes to McGlynn.
Stay there. Play on.
Kicks to half forward to Muston. Managed to shrug off Lovett. Wasn't the best of tackles from Lovett. Now Muston into the pocket. Good delivery to Lewis. And gee, Lovett was a bit disappointing there.
Absolutely he was.
And Lewis short finds Osborne, who is a very good kick for goal from a set shot.
And again, the Hawks have taken it from a kick-in. This will be their 6th shot for goal today, if they're able to put it through. They've only done it 20 times this year, so they've been able to carve their way through the Essendon midfield with their kick-ins repeatedly today.
Michael Osborne kicked 1 goal straight today. Poster. Hawthorn lead by 4 points.
Slattery in the back pocket for the Bombers. Got Fletcher back in the defensive goal square. Pears moves for him. Now well crowd by McGlynn. So back to Slattery from half back. Long target is Hurley. Fist away is effective from Murphy. Kennedy got the handle quickly off the Mustin to Osborne. Now to Lewis. Feeds it back to Kennedy. Hawks looking okay at the moment. Osborne. Can he find a target? Beautiful kick is marked by Bateman. Who's away? Runs to 49. Kick not great.
They've got to hit the scoreboard. Yeah. They've got to hit the scoreboard because they're 2 players short. The momentum's going their way at the moment, but they've got to convert.
You know, I'm sure he would have shot for goal there normally, Bateman, but he saw last minute to Hodge.
And you know why, Malcolm? I reckon because it was Hodge, he thought, I've got to give it to him. Had it been Joe Blow, I reckon he might have had a shot.
Is Joe Blow playing today?
Alongside Joe the Goose.
Fletcher in some trouble.
Hawthorn 30 disposals to 19 in this quarter so far. Hodge is in there.
Fletcher's struggling. He's really struggling, Fletcher.
I've got a kick in the shin or something.
He did break a leg, didn't he, this year?
The corky maybe. So bounce, 25 out from the Hawks goal. Mustin went up. Pears is in there. Watson and umpire will come in and bounce again.
It's a psychological effect here too. A goal here.
And Renouf's been told to get down and do the ruck work. Renouf's been a kick behind play. The runner went out and said, get down there, big fella. There he is.
And he tapped it in the direction of Mustin. Now Lovett Murray. Somehow got it to Lonergan. His kick was smothered. Bateman again. A quick snap for goal. Into the goal square. Hurley underneath it. Couldn't take the mark. And the Bombers will go safe. Oh, they tried to rush it through for a behind. And in the end, it's not a bad result for Essendon, or is it? Ball still in play. Well, saved themselves a point there, and it might mean a lot at the end of the game.
Had to go over there.
Shields.
Slippery.
Handball went straight to Lovett. He got it to Watson. It's a dangerous handball, but it's a good one to Ryder. Is Ryder good enough? He is to Pears. Dangerous play by Essendon, but fortune favours the brave, and they're away. Pears has a couple of bounces, draws the player, dishes off to Lovett Murray. Now Atkinson has a couple of bounces, might go all the way, run his full measure, run down, but still kicks the goal. The Bombers are in front of the MCG. What a goal!
If a Hawthorn... Oh, the Hawthorn supporters saying that's got to be exciting footy then, doesn't it? How good was that? And what about the chase from Rioli too? It was genuine and honest and got him.
How did he actually end up kicking that? I thought he was standing out and somehow was able to get boot the ball and kick it 30 metres. What a goal from Atkinson. Here's the dangerous handball we called corners, and quite right. Ryder was under the pump, had to get around a couple, but then Atkinson just took off. What about the chase from Rioli, and how he was able to get boot the ball is quite amazing.
Just 15. Just 15. Let him stand
So
up.
mark taken by Hocking. Bombers in front for the first time since the 23-minute mark of the first quarter. Dyson now can keep going to 55. Wobbly old kick to the goal square. Through! Bounced at the goal square. Ricky Dyson puts the Bombers 8 points in front. 2 goals in a minute. Now massive test this for Hawthorn. Down 2 on the bench.
Yeah, well, I guess we all talked about that three-quarter time. It was going to be the problem, wasn't it? Can they keep enough power through the midfield with the Hawks? And just at the moment, they're in strugglesville.
Well, the worry, there's Brad Sewell, which is terrific to see him there. Got knocked out early in that third quarter. The worry for Hawthorn is when the ball gets in their defensive 50, Essendon score. 15 times since half-time, the Bombers have got it in there for 13 scores.
Mitchell kicks to half forward, and the mark's taken by Moss, who's pops it over the top to Lewis, who kept on running from the centre square. Drills a long ball. Dowler caught behind. Fletcher dropped the mark. It's a rush behind to the Hawks. Essendon lead by 7.
We're almost going to have to play perfect football now, Hawthorn. That making mistakes is going to hurt them badly because they're not going to make up the ground running backwards.
Target out there, Monfries. Top of the arm against Campbell Brown. And Rob, just to what you were saying a few moments ago, inside 50s, Hawthorn 55, Essendon 36. But the Bombers incredibly find themselves 7 points in front. As Monfries kicks towards half forward. Hurley pushed out of it. Winderlick inside Stanton. Good running. It was a great handball from Winderlick, and he finds his target. Does he know Lloyd can't mark? At the back, Nagel paddles to his own advantage. Well done by Renouf. Met him hard. Gillum. Now Moss. Short kick wide. I think the target was Rioli.
Just see Essendon with more run at the moment.
Hurley.
Holding up the ball.
Now, it's going back to Slattery, who was applying the shepherd on Rioli, and Rioli's been pinged for putting him down. I don't think he'll mind that too much. Gives Hawthorn a chance to reset in defence.
That's the real problem, isn't it? If Hawthorn don't use the ball going forward, I said running backwards before, I meant running back, they're going to be tunning it. Won't have enough energy.
So Slattery bangs it long. Hurley from the side. The big fist was from Renouf. Stanton, quick hands to Dyson. Rioli threw his body on the ball. Dyson has another go. Did well. Got it out to McVeigh, who gave it off to Prismal. Is it 15? Umpire says yes, and the mark is taken by Winderlick.
Just got to keep the ball moving, Essendon. Just keep it moving, moving, moving. Make the Hawks run because they're 2 players short. Tire them out. Work them over. They've just got to keep that ball moving, Essendon.
That's 15.
So, Jason Winderlick. 16 goals, 7 this season. That's a beautiful kick. The Bombers have got a sniff of September.
Well, I thought it was a pretty liberal 15 metres too, by the way. I reckon if it was 10, it was lucky. As we watch this in play again, it was a wonderful build-up. Good contested football, as there's been most of the day. Smart from McVeigh. And that is not very far at all.
Goal to Winderlick, and the Bombers have kicked 8 goals to 2 since half-time.
Hodge, Mitchell in the middle. Stars are there, Lewis. The old firm's there. They've got to get this out.
Ryder, Hodge, eventually got it forward, but only as far as Hocking, who can rebuild here. Off to Stanton, kick wide and effective. Good mark taken by Winderley.
Keep the ball moving, Bombers.
He does that, Rob. Not the greatest of kicks. Oh, gee, Renouf and Brown mucked it up. Still in play, and Hurley, still an opportunity. Hurley, what can he muster from here? Off to Lonergan and a goal. What a mistake. Renouf and Brown. Brown saw that Renouf had it covered, so he left it, but Renouf decided to try and punch when he had a clear opportunity to mark, and then Hurley was able just to persevere on the boundary line, beat it off, and Lonergan did the rest.
Bombers out to a 19-point lead. Here's the goal to Lonergan. Bad defensive error from the Hawks.
She's a good player, Hurley.
As the ball's bounced back in the middle. Ryder over the top. Mitchell couldn't snaffle it. Lovett Murray. Beautiful sweeping handball to Prismal, who puts it inside 50. Mark couldn't be taken by Winderlich. Birchall. Shields.
Well, I reckon, Malcolm,
Mitchell.
what the Hawks have to do now is take it down the middle and be bold too. They can't afford to play any possession footy.
Savage to Lewis.
Got to get goals on the board.
Who kicks to half forward. Beautiful delivery. And that's a free kick to McGlynn for a chop of the arms.
Back a metre. Take back 1 metre with him.
Still plenty of time left in the match. Hawks need the next goal. And if the Bombers get it, it's curtains.
Play on. Play on.
Not much on offer from McGlynn. That's the handball backwards to Mitchell, who kicks. No, that's not a good option. Fletcher to Stanton. He was outnumbered 3-1 there, Dowler. Now McPhee, who U-turns, and that is a very dodgy kick. Osborne kicks towards goal, and it's a rush behind.
Your heart is in your mouth when Adam McPhee gets the footy.
Can't have those days, can't you?
Henry Slattery getting some treatment.
McPhee in the back pocket.
Over 77,000 here today, Michael. What a great crowd for a Saturday afternoon.
Absolutely sensational. As McPhee kicks towards hooker. Well done, Renouf. Down to Shields. His quick kick is marked by Stanton at half back.
Have a look at that. Hodge and Rioli, the two interchange players for Hawthorn. Sewell at the back, he won't come on, so I would think that Hodge and Rioli give them a 2 or 3 minute rest, and then they'll have to work their way through the rest of the quarter.
Lovett Murray only as far as Birchall. Savage, 55 from goal, searching handball. Moss off the Schoenmakers, non-dominant side, has a ping and kicks a great goal. Hawthorn not done with yet. First goal in AFL football. Ryan Schoenmakers, and what a beauty it was from deep in the right forward pocket.
I'm actually glad he's playing up forward. I just want to see him. I think he's got some ability, this lad. He was one of my picks to play up forward, Rob. It hasn't been.
No, he's been really good this year. They've had to play him at centre half back because of Trent Crowe's injury, but did that on his non-preferred boot. Terrific goal.
So first goal in league football to Ryan Schoenmakers, and the Hawks still well and truly alive. Don't worry about that. There's only 2 goals of difference, and there's plenty of time left in the match as the retired Scott Lucas looks on. Bombers by 2 goals.
Hodge doing the ruck work, incredible, and follow-up work as well.
Well, the rule now and the circle makes this possible. Because in the old days, if he was coming from 20 metres away, he'd be a spread eagle. But you can actually get smart with this.
Well, the ruckmen are limited in their run-ups, aren't they?
That's right.
Ryder reaches over the top.
He's got it again.
Yeah, he roved it.
He's incredible. He's incredible.
Could only see it held to him from the side.
This is where third man up.
You want the third man up?
Absolutely. This is a cakewalk for a third man up.
Well, there it is.
About 10 up.
4 up, yeah. Ball's knocked to the wing. Getting there first is Hocking, who slaps it to McVeigh on his wrong side. So he gives it back to Hocking. He's run down by Kennedy. Umpire says play on. Now the kick to half forward comes to Stanton. Over the top to McVeigh. Kicks towards Hurley. Beautiful delivery. And Hurley too good.
Well, every time Essendon put it in their forward 50, they are super dangerous. And well done to McVeigh. Composure, and picked out the dominant forward for the Bombers. Hurley's been really good up forward for them.
He's kicked 2 goals. He's a massive unit for 19 years of age too, isn't he, Rob?
He's a quality kid.
This again to give the Bombers a 3-goal breathing space. Kicked off the side of the boot. Could be a handy point though. Essendon leads by 13. And the official crowd 77,278.
Well, it's had it all, including the crowd. We're not quite in September, but we may as well be. This has been a wonderful game of football. Gillam short to Mitchell, coming in for disposal number 34. Wide towards Rioli and Dyson. Riola's got to beat a couple. He holds it up well, waits for some support from Shields, but Bombers with the numbers. Love it, Murray. Keeps it in. Hurley, brilliant. Off to Atkinson, who we know can run. Draws the player. Over the top. Chance for Watson. Deep in the right forward pocket. Looks for Monfries. He's slipped over. And Monfries will get a chance as he got back to his feet. Nagel. McVeigh needs to be quick. He's offline.
Just hasn't got the confidence, Watson, has he, to go for goal there. He was entitled to have a shot then. 20 metres out on the burst. Nice and steady.
Mark taken by Bateman, who drills the pass to Dowler, who slipped at the crucial moment. Fletcher into the picture. That's a good win for Essendon, just holding it up.
Bateman coming off.
Ryder goes up uncontested and then misses everything. Lewis just ducked the head and went for it. Got it out to Osborne. He's drilled into the ground by Ryder. Another bounce. So time running out for the Hawks now. Essendon has not played finals since 2004.
Done a really good job, Matthew Knights. I like the brand of footy he's tried to get his team to play. It's attacking football. It's high-scoring football. It's exciting football. If you're a player in the Essendon team, you'd love to play this sort of football.
I think there's been a roll of the dice today, Rob, and I reckon they've had their luck.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that he'd go in with that 3-man forward line that he's gone with for most of this game. It hasn't worked.
Beautiful kick by Prismal Hurley.
Gee, this kid's so good.
Now he loads up on the left, if you don't mind, from outside 50. Lets fly and kicks an absolute ripper. He's a natural right footer. But to be able to kick like that from outside 50. And Alistair Clarkson now almost resigned to the fact that his team will miss the finals after winning the flag last year. What a kick from Michael Hurley.
Well, you see young talent, mentioned him earlier. We're watching him most of this year, and that's an unbelievable skill. Just outside 50 on your non-preferred side. How dangerous is that going to be for the next 10 or 12 years?
3 goals to 10 in the second half.
Well, there was something happened just after half-time, Rob, that changed the game dramatically.
Well, we had a big week last week, midweek, talking about Buddy Franklin. It'll be just as big this week coming up with Matthew Lloyd.
Well, it'll be bigger because Matthew Lloyd won't be playing finals, and he might have played his last game for Essendon. You just don't know. As the Bombers work it forward again, Winderlich loads up, Bit more icing on the Essendon cake. So let's have a look at the hit on Matthew Lloyd, boys. It's fair to say that Matthew won't be playing in September. That's a given. Do you agree?
Yes, absolutely.
So where does it place him as far as his future goes?
Depends how long the suspension is, Quarters.
Ryder now with an opportunity. Short into the pocket. Stanton's got it.
It depends how long the suspension is. Like,
Runs around, Rob, pulls it back too far, so behind only to the Bombers.
even at three-quarter time, we heard some people saying it could be 6 weeks. If it's 6 weeks, you'd have to think twice about would you go on the next year. I don't think it'll be that long.
What would you put it down as? What would be your call if you're on that?
I would think that's worth 4.
The other one we're going to have a look at in a moment is Paddy Ryder. Now, he was involved in an incident which will be looked at. Now, what do you think of this one, boys? He and Hodge. So Hodge threw one first and then Ryder pop.
He's got some worries too.
So a couple of headaches for the Bombers going into next week.
I've seen plenty get a game for that.
And can presidents be fined for having go at umpires, as in...
Not if they paid their money to
body
come in.
language?
No, not if they came and paid their money.
Come off at Quarters.
I'm joking. That was towards umpire Scott McLaren.
What
Just
we
as
want
well
now
as still
is
not
the mark
Premier,
of the
he
year.
might legislate.
Eh? What the mark of the year here? Big mark, someone, just to finish the day off.
Welsh kicks to the hot spot. McPhee to... Oh, went without it, McPhee.
Can do that.
Lonergan for Essendon. Now it comes out to Lovett Murray, who's played a pretty darn good game for Essendon today.
Alistair Clarkson, premiership 1 year, never made the finals the following year.
The last coach to do that.
The last coach is very happy that this is happening.
So that happened 11 years ago.
11 years ago.
the
10
Adelaide
actually.
Crows.
10, 99.
Are you glad to lose that?
Yeah, I'm
record?
pretty happy about that. But at least we did win a couple of flags.
There's another record you've got. I wish you'd lose.
Yeah. 37 goals, 17, wasn't it, Rob?
Yes, the day Geelong kicked the record score against the Brisbane Bears. I'd like to see you lose that one.
Chance for Dyson. Little toe poke inside attacking 50. Great pick up from Nagel. He's got support, has he? Yes, Hurley. Left foot again from 45. Stanton will just let it go for a goal. Hurley's kick 4. What a performance from this young man. Taken at number 5 in last year's draft from the Northern Under-18s. 3 goals last week and another left foot goal this afternoon at the MCG. 10 marks, 14 disposals, 4 goals too. Not a bad effort in a big game in front of 77,000 at the MCG.
Well, Welsh leads the field, and Hurley's kicked his 4th goal. Michael Hurley.
Have you seen Campbell's Brown Day? Campbell Brown's Day, Rob?
Oh, he's had a bit of everything, hasn't he? Good, the bad, and the ugly. He couldn't fold his emotion. There are days when a player just arrives on the league scene, and Michael Hurley's done that today. Well done to him.
Bombers going to attack again.
Controlled the mark. Angus, mate.
And it's the mark going Hawthorn's way. But to rub a bit of salt in the Hawthorn wound too, Michael Christian, Lance Franklin won't be there round 1 next year.
No, you're quite right. Hadn't thought of that far ahead, Quarters, to be honest, but you're quite right. It's Rioli now. From centre wing, not too much to go to. Moss and Prismal. He's been important this final term. Brent Prismal as well for Essendon. It was a good tackle by Pears. And we're going to bounce in the forward pocket. Matthew Lloyd will be going through plenty of emotions now and tonight. Well done, Dowler. Ball over though, boundary thrown in the pocket.
Pretty emotional all round today, isn't it, for both clubs? Hawthorn missing out, they'll be disappointed. They've had a lot of injuries. Matthew Lloyd, as you've mentioned, you know, he's certainly got a lot of worries.
Moss can't pick it up. McGlynn grabs it and ducks the head. Lovett Murray. And another bounce right in front of the Hawks goal.
Today almost sums up Hawthorn's year, doesn't it? I mean,
I was going to say that.
down to 20.
Saul getting injured was just the final nail.
And look at those two key forwards. You'd love to have them playing this afternoon.
I'll tell you what, I reckon they'll be stung, the Hawks. Look out next year. They'll have a healthy list. They'll get a really good summer in. And they've been able to blood a lot of young players who'll be better for the experience as well. So they will be back.
Rioli to Bateman, who shrugs the tackle and goes towards goal. And that is an absolute beauty from Chance Bateman.
He's put up sore as well.
3 goals to Chance Bateman. He has not stopped trying all day. It's the Bombers by 23. What would Michael Hurley be worth on the open market right now, Malcolm?
Plenty.
Well, you're on the Gold Coast board, Malcolm.
Yep.
You'd be interested in a lad like that, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, I mean, obviously, the Gold Coast team will take 16 uncontracted players, or up to. One from each team.
Ball inside the attacking 50. Milne gets a good bounce. Kennedy. Back inside to Mitchell. Birchall. Just at half pace at the moment, the Hawks. Birchall's handball, gee, put Kennedy under the pump. He did well to get the handball away. Back to Birchall. Osborne, Mitchell, Bateman now. Well, not quite sure about that, but he gives it to Hodge, who kicks inside attacking 50. Schoenmakers comes to meet it. Kennedy. Hodge will kick for goal. Into the pocket and good mark. Taken by Osborne.
Just about out on their feet, the Hawks. They've been brave. Made a real contest of it. Led at half-time, had a handy lead at half-time, and then, of course, Sewell went down in the first 30 seconds of the third quarter, and pretty much from that point on, Essendon have had control.
Clever kick. Goal to Hawthorn.
Well, look, do we look forward to next week now and say, do they play Carlton or the Adelaide Crows? And you say, can Essendon beat them?
I don't think so, Malcolm. I think either Carlton or Adelaide would beat Essendon. I think they're in better form.
Two goals to Michael Osborne. It's the Bombers by 17 points. About to go into September for the first time in 5 years.
Chris Armstead, against Carlton or Adelaide, how would the Bombers go? Have a pick.
I reckon they'll go really well.
Do you?
There'll be a few Carlton players Carlton supporters pretty nervous, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Got a very good record over
fancy
Carlton
at the moment? Who would you fancy right now? Carlton or Adelaide against Essendon?
Adelaide.
Adelaide?
Yeah.
Thanks, Sammy. Thanks.
Ran off the tap to Hodge. A gutsy performance from the Hawks against the odds this afternoon. Lewis slaps it towards Bateman. Here's Dyson, run down by Bateman. Great tackle, and we'll have a throw in.
No prior opportunity. Ball still free in the tackle, throw it in.
Ran off in the ruck work against Hooker. Good to see Paddy Ryder get through the game, so that's been important for the Bombers. He's got through. Watson's got through. Lewis over to Milne.
Here's one for you, Rob. First time since 1984 that Carlton, Essendon and Collingwood have been in a final series together.
Is that right? 25 years.
25 years.
That's amazing, isn't it? Well, it's good for the game, isn't it, to have those powerhouse teams there, Chriso? Carlton, Collingwood.
Essendon.
Let him up now, guys.
It's all right when it's their turn. I mean, there are other teams. There's a lot of teams around the country that like to be there too.
Well, they've had their turn, Malcolm. We've had premierships out of Perth and Sydney, and we've had them out of Adelaide. And Brisbane had 3 in a row.
So Essendon through to the finals. Michael Hurley, 4 goals, was one of the stars for the Bombers. And the reigning premiers will not take part in the September action.
Well, Matty Lloyd, it was a day for Gladiators today. A wonderful game of football. You blokes have held on. An end result, the Bombers are back in the finals.
Yeah, it's been a long time, Howie, so it's fantastic for the side. And we haven't known what success is for a while, so it's fantastic. Hawthorn will bounce back next year, but the boys get a shot at it next week.
You played enough footy to know, mate, that there was a big incident between you and Brad Sewell. And as I said, you played enough footy to know it'll be a big talking point this week. How'd you see it, mate?
Yeah, I wouldn't know, but obviously just let the video do it, and what will be, and we'll just get on with that there.
Campbell Brown was just having a couple of words to you on the ground there as well.
Yeah, we've had a fair battles over the years, and obviously no one likes seeing their teammate get knocked out, so that was unfortunate with Brad Sewell, and I hope he's okay. What does it mean to you and the boys at the club, mate? I think it's 2004 since you've last played in September. It's got to be a wonderful thing for Matty Knights and you boys. Yeah, it does, because we've been so up and down, and we just been in the bottom 4 for 4 or 5 years, so to get back like play in front of a crowd like this and have the experience of Michael Hurley, it's fantastic, and the young boys who will get an opportunity next week. Enjoy September, mate. Congratulations.
Thanks, Howie. Yeah, and almost a resignation there from Matthew Lloyd that he won't be participating in September action for the Bombers. There's Brad Sewell, and just a couple of the Bomber players getting across to Brad Sewell there, who didn't take any further place, and Matthew Lloyd just offering some thoughts to Brad Sewell, and that's great to see, and you wouldn't expect anything less from the Essendon captain. But he won't be, you wouldn't think, being part of this September action for the Bombers. Hawthorn season's finished. The Bombers go on to play in September.